Hey, can we adjust that? No, I got you.
Shalom Israel, thank you for joining us. This is Israelite School of Biblical History and Practical Knowledge. We're here at 8524 South Bracelet Boulevard, Houston, Texas, 77071. If you have any questions during the course of the class, go ahead and text 832-941-2443. All right, you can text that number. Please text only. Or you can go on the YouTube live chat and we'll get your questions live on the air. All right. We have classes Monday and Wednesday from 7 to 10 p.m., Friday from 6 to 9 p.m., and then Saturday morning class 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Okay. All right. So again, if you have any questions, 832-941-2443. All right. Trying to think if we got any announcements or anything like that. Any questions from those in class? We take the first hour out for questions, comments, whatever. You got any spiritual issues you want brought to the table, let's do that. Otherwise, tonight's class is going to be on taking love for granted. All right? All right. Let's see if you got any questions online. 1 second. Any questions from anyone in class? Edith, don't be shy. Go ahead.
True deliverance. I don't like it. Thoughts is not wicked. Is thoughts wicked when you're dealing with something? As long as you don't act on it.
Right. You get wicked thoughts all the time. That's the problem with being in the sinful flesh. Is you get all the bad thoughts that come with it. You know what I mean? But the thing is how you act on it. That's what's going to determine it. Let's see if I still got that.
Casting down imagination.
Something like that. Go to real quick. We'll hit Jeremiah. What is it? 17 and 9. Jeremiah 17 verse 9.
Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 9. The heart is deceitful above all things.
There you go. Right. So that's talking about your mind. Your mind is deceitful above all things. Go ahead.
And desperately wicked. Who can know it?
See that? He said the mind is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? Y'all see that? So yeah, when you sit alone and you got your own thoughts, or you got cats that want to be alone and go find themselves, and I'll work things out on my own. No, the hell you won't, because you'll be you and your wicked ass mind. That's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be you and that. Read it again.
The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it?
See that? It's your mind is going to be deceitful to you. It's going to lie to you. It's going to tell you, hey, look at that sister over there. Look at how they acting over here, right? And it's going to be desperately wicked, meaning it's going to be seeking the worst possible way to look at every situation.
Yeah.
Y'all see that? But was it Titus 1:15? Get that real quick. So yeah, do you have wicked thoughts? Yeah, because that's, you're in the sinful flesh, and so, all this, you do it when you're praying, right? You sitting there trying to pray, and oh man, I remember old girl from last summer, man, she hooked it up. You know what I mean? You like, wait a minute, I'm trying to pray to Yahweh. What's going on, right?
1:15.
Well, yeah, Titus 1:15.
Titus chapter 1:15. Unto the pure of all things are pure.
See that if you were pure, if you were able to be kept from all the wickedness this world had to offer, your thoughts would be pure. But since you weren't, since none of us were, and we were all exposed to the public school system, we were all exposed to the hood, we were all exposed to gangs, drugs, violence, and especially television, right? Your mind is not pure. You see that? So you got all this stuff stuck in your mind. I'll tell you, man. You'll get in a situation, you'll be talking to somebody and they be mad at you. You find out they're mad at you for some stuff that they seen on TV, man. They mad at you. We were talking to the Muslims when we were passing out flyers.
Yeah.
This dude was angry at us over some stuff he seen niggas doing on YouTube. Like, bro, that ain't us. We standing right here in front of you.
Yeah.
We obviously we ain't the ones that was on YouTube. We right here. You know what I mean? Like, that ain't us. You know what I mean? But you mad about some stuff that you seen on TV. So now, to the pure, all things would be pure. But what does it say?
Unto the pure, all things are pure. But unto them that are defiled and unbelieving.
But see, when you get defiled, when somebody just smudges your brain a little bit, puts a little dirt in there, and you become unbelieving, right? You don't believe nothing nobody's saying. You don't believe in the truth no more. You don't believe in the scriptures no more. Once you get into that area, now nothing's pure. What's that?
And that goes kind of back to that previous scripture where it talked about the Bible talked about the desperate heart, that desperation, that seriousness of not wanting to believe, of just accepting what you're hearing and not trying to shake that off. That's kind of where that where it's hard where you kind of cross over, right? When you're
Because again, you stuck in your own mind. You see that? So what happens is, okay, those things that come out of your mind, they start defiling your thoughts, right? They spitting in your spirit, basically. You know what I mean? They spit in your spiritual Kool-Aid. You know what I mean? They defile it just a little bit here and there. And then if you're weak-minded, if you're, that's the best word I can use for it. If you're double-minded,
easily persuaded.
well, you got easily persuaded, weak-minded, right? Those are kind of the same things, but here's the other problem. You got double-minded, right? And this is the type of person who is kind of in there and kind of not. So, like, you could get a brother that, like, you know, since we've been having to deal with this situation, I'm pretty sure since we're on YouTube, you guys already know about this, but you got cats that you find, you know, the man find out, okay, he can have more than one wife. Then the woman find out he can have more than one wife. Now, she don't completely agree with it, right? She still roll with it. But in the recesses of her mind, she hates that aspect of the truth, right? It's the same truth that told her she was an Israelite, same truth that got her off drugs and hoeing and whatever, right? The same truth that got her to the level she's at. But in the back of her mind, just that part is just still tearing her. It's like somebody pulling your hair, like right here, just that one. You know what I mean? Like, it's just all the time, right? So when somebody else comes around, right, and I don't agree with that stuff, man. They talk about you got more than one. Hey, you know what? I'm preaching to the choir, sis. Like, all of a sudden, your mind is like completely over there with this new person that ain't even in the truth yet. You know what I mean? They ain't even been exposed to the color of Christ yet. And now you didn't just spit in her Kool-Aid, you just urinated it. You know what I mean? She just gone. Why? Because in your brain, everything to you was defiled and you're unbelieving. You understand? And so whenever somebody else comes with a little bit of doubt, you jump all over it. It's like bait to you. You see that? Because you were double-minded. You were always double-minded the whole time. And that person is the one that just pushed you to the other side. You was riding the fence the whole time, like, yeah, I'm gonna be with you, but if I see another rib around, I'm done. You know what I mean? And then somebody else came and they were like, more than one wife, that's adultery, that's a sin. And he just pushed you right over the fence. You know what I mean? Now you're on the left side looking at everything defiled. And they don't baptize people, sis. Did you know that? Like, wow, weren't you the same one that was telling everybody they didn't have to get baptized? Weren't you on the same path with your husband? And now this one sister put that little bit in your brain and you ran with it because you were double-minded. So there's weak-minded, right? There's weak-minded where you just believe everything. And then you got double-minded where, yeah, you're strong in the things you feel like and feel comfortable with. But on that one little thing, if somebody throws a straw on there, it's going to break the camel's back.
So question.
What's that?
How do you work towards getting a balance so that that's not, because if you strongly believe that the Bible and a lot of things in there, you're attaching, you're latching on, you're sucking the milk, you're ingesting it.
Right.
But then there's those bitter, there's that moment you taste that little bit of bitter milk and you're like, ew, I don't like the way that tastes. How do you get to the point where, you get a balance and you learn to accept all of the Bible?
Okay, so how do you get a balance between, what is it?
Like not, accepting the things that you truly believe in,
Mm-hmm.
like, for example, you use the multiple rib thing.
Right.
And you did use the example of you believe you're an Israelite, you believe the Most High sent you here for a reason, but that one little thing is you don't understand it enough, you don't agree with it because it's not something you're accustomed to, you don't have a true understanding of why it's right and how the Most High can allow that kind of thing to happen. And in your spirit, you just are totally against it.
Right. Well, that's the problem of not being fully persuaded in your own mind. That's a problem of being fake and phony.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? The typical scripture, St. John 8, is it not 8:32? 4:24. St. John 4:24. The cliche spit the scripture. You know what I mean?
This is St. John, chapter 4, verse 24. For the Most High is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth.
You see that? The Most High, you got to be worshiping in spirit and in truth. You got to be true with yourself. You can't worship him just in your actions or your talk. You understand? It got to be in you, in feeling in you that I got to do this because the Most High is watching. You understand? That's why he said in Colossians 3:23. I'm gonna get your question in a second. He said in Colossians 3:20. You got a question or?
Precept on that.
Okay, hold that. In Colossians 3:23, he said you gotta deal with it wholeheartedly, right? As unto the Most High, and not unto men. Whole-mindedly, meaning your whole mind got to be on the Most High. It can't be halfway on doubt. You see that? It can't be partway in hell, wanting to roll with doubt and confusion, and then the other part, oh yeah, I'm going to go Israelite. That's that lukewarm that he said he'll spew you out of his mouth in Revelation 3, right? That's that right in the fence. You don't get to do that in the truth. You understand? That's not this life. That's not what you were called to. I mean, I've been getting Karate Kid in my brain a lot, but the old Karate Kid, not the good one. You know what I mean? But he said, you karate do, hey, you karate do or no do, no. Okay, he's like, however he said it, but he's like, you karate get so, squish, just like that, right? Because there ain't no guess so in the truth. You understand? There ain't no I'm kind of here and I'm kind of not. You understand? You either do this for the Most High or he don't want you. You're rejected of it. You understand? That's that spirit, man. It goes around, man. That's even why we're going into the class that we're gonna go into tonight. But yeah, you definitely don't want that. Let's get a couple more, man. What do you have?
Yeah, precept with most people be like you were saying, they go into the word and they down for it. Then they find some person that say what they feel, they disagree with.
Right.
That's the scripture on that. That's 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 3.
Read that.
For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust they shall heap to themselves teachers having itching ears.
See that? And that's that person that
They will.
okay, I don't want to hear it from you because you come at me too hard, right? Or I don't want to hear it from you because you came at me too soft. Or I don't want to hear it. Get real with yourself. You don't want to hear it because it's about you. And it makes you have to change. That's why you don't want to hear it. So you run. And I'm gonna go to you. Wait. You ain't scratching my ear, right? Let me go to this person. Oh, wait. You ain't taking care of that. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go to whoever scratches that itch, whoever makes me feel good.
That's the teach on that.
What's that?
Verse 4. They will turn their ears away from the truth.
See that?
And turn aside to myths or fables.
See that? That's when they start going to make believe. I'm going. That's where you end up in the camp that teaches like the Christian church you left.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And he's sitting up there doing exactly what Pastor did to you. You know, you a sister, you sitting up in the front row because you want to get all the notes he was getting at ISBAPK, right? So you right there like, I'm ready. And he looking at you like, what's up? Sister Johnson, how you doing? You know what I mean? Getting at you like that. And what? You thinking, oh, well, I came here because you talked soft to me. Because they talk too rough over there. So I came to you because you talk like this. Yeah, sister. You know what I mean? He talks so smooth. So I'm going to go over there. But he talks so smooth because smooth talkers, that's what they do. That's what they about. You understand? And you went over there. Okay, well, now you over there. Now you deal with that. But see, it doesn't wash your conscience. That doesn't fix your mind. It doesn't fix how you think. You understand? It just made you run away from the things that were cleansing your thoughts. That's what people really hate, man, because the brain is the most sensitive part of the body. And I don't mean physically, because you could literally open up somebody's skull, that'll hurt. But you could stick a pin right in their brain and they won't even feel it. Yeah, you ever seen Hannibal? You ever seen that Hannibal Lecter, that movie Hannibal? He opened up dude's skull and just slice out a piece of his brain, and he's sitting there like, yeah. Then he fry it on a skillet and he bring it back to him, make him eat it. And he's sitting there, okay. You know what I mean? You ain't feeling nothing. The brain physically don't feel, but here's the thing. It is the most sensitive part of the body. Why? Because you can scrub your wrists, right? You can scrub your arms. You can scrub the crusty armpits. You can scrub it between your legs right there, right? As hard as you want and not have a problem. You can scrub your knees. Make sure you get all the little wrinkles out your knee. Get every last grain of dirt out of that, right? You can scrub that hard. You can take a pumice stone to your feet. You know what I mean? And just scrub the hell out of it. But as soon as you let somebody come wash your brain, that's when everybody want to cry. That's when everybody want to run. That's too harsh and abrasive for me. I didn't use a stone. I didn't even use a harsh loofah on you. I didn't use an old towel on that. You got words. And you running? You see that? That's all you got was words and you running. Because that brainwashing, I'm getting all the filth out of the little crevices in your brain. Oh, that hurts. Y'all see that? That's where it gets rough. Go to Matthew 15 to 19. And these are just going with, about that, your thoughts. Are they wicked? No, your thoughts aren't wicked. Well, I mean, your thoughts, yes, they are wicked, but your actions, that's what's going to prove it.
This is Matthew chapter 15, verse 19. For out of the heart proceedeth evil thoughts, murder, adultery, fornication, theft, false witness, blasphemies.
Right? See that? Read it again. What proceeds out of the mind
For out of the mind, of the heart, and the land proceed evil thoughts, murders, adulteries, fornications, theft, false witness, and blasphemies.
See that? All those are the breaking of the 10 Commandments, man. You go off your feelings, you go off of how you think something should go. All that's gonna come out of that is murder, theft, lying, blasphemies. You understand? It's gonna be desperately wicked, man. Go ahead.
Verse 20. These are the things which defile a man.
See that? Those are the things that defile a man. Those thoughts, right? But check it out, read.
Last precept. But to eat with unwashed hands defiles not a man.
Right. See that? That ain't what defiles you, man. Oh, you got a couple germs. Okay. But let me ask you this. If we see the Islam ladies and they're all wrapped up, right? And they got the veil right here. You can't even see that. You can't see nothing but their eyes, right? And you know this is supposed to be a very strictly holy woman, right? At least in her religion, she's counted as a holy person, right? Now you don't see the giant red bump growing on her lip, pulsating, you know, because she just got herpes from dealing with every guy on the block. You don't see that because it's all covered up. And she's looking holy, right? That's how your mind works. It's not you show off this example of so-called righteousness and holiness, right? But underneath, you got that mind, right? When is a person defiled? When they pull that veil off, and you see their works, and you see what they've been doing with their dirty ass mind. You understand? Because their mind is powering their body. You see? So okay, now I know. Otherwise, you wouldn't even know. You'd be like, oh, okay, she holy. Y'all see that? So what defiles her? Is it her thoughts or her actions? Right. Because your thoughts, if you let them power your actions, that's when you got a problem. Y'all see that? That's when you got issues. When your thoughts is, okay, you know what? I don't feel the way you feel about the truth. I don't feel the way you feel about certain aspects of the truth. But you know what? I'm still gonna roll with you. But you know what? Now I'm contentious about everything you say because of that aspect of the truth. Now I'm arguing with you. Now I'm talking over you. Now I'm disrespectful. Now even between men, the man knows that the Most High said not to interrupt men in the midst of their speech, right? So a man knows when another man's talking and giving his side, he should shut the hell up. At least to let the brother bring out his point. You understand? But now you got a man loud talking over this man, so he don't got to hear what that man say, and he can make his point. Okay, well, two things. You really don't want to hear what I have to say, so why are you talking to me? Right? Why are we having what is supposed to be a communication when you don't want to have me relay information to you? See that? You could have went ahead and talked to a tape recorder and just hand it to me. Hand me your demo tape and move on. You see that? Two, nothing I say is going to influence you. This is not going to go anywhere. See that? We can part ways. We're good. Y'all see that? Well, we got to know the thing. What is defiling that person is, you know what? Yeah, you think that way, but now you can't even stick to your scriptures. You can't even stick to morality, right? Like I could talk to a Muslim if we could converse like men, right? I could be like, oh yeah, okay, so you believe that? Okay, well, this is what we believe in. We're showing it. Well, once you start loud talking over me, guess what? That ain't in your book. Once you start trying to talk over me and go over and make sure I don't talk, that's not in your book. If you can't even obey that part of your book, then what makes you think you're going to convert me over your book? See that? Like we did with him at the gas station, right? I sat there and let him talk, right? And that's what checked him because he sat there, kept talking over me. I said, bro, you ain't even let me speak. Right. I'm like, I let you speak. I could have talked louder than you. You heard me. But I let you speak. But you can't let me speak? Why the hell would I be converted to Islam when y'all can't even have a grown-up conversation? You know what I mean? Yeah, I can yell with my wife. I can be at home chilling, yelling at somebody else. You know what I mean? But we supposed to be grown men.
Yes.
Now, you can't even follow, your book don't even teach you how to have proper human etiquette. So why the hell would I follow Islam? Like, what's the point of that? Like, you talked over me when you was sounding deep, but you didn't really say nothing, but you talked louder. That's in your book? To not have human decency and stop and say, you know what? And that's the same thing between, say a brother and a sister. How do we know her actions or her thoughts are not only defiled, but now how do we know that, well, we'll say it like this, how do we know her mind is defiled? Her actions show it, right? Okay, yeah, you know what? I was kind of feeling that you weren't really 100% with me, right? But now I know. Why? Because, yeah, you was looking at okay, you don't have the understanding of multiple wives, or you don't have the understanding of baptism. Okay, that's cool. Doctrinal understanding, we can work that out, or you would agree to disagree. You know what I mean? But you can't even apply any other parts of the scriptures like render due benevolence. A loud, clamorous woman will be used as a scold to drive away the enemies. You can't even shut your mouth and be humble when you talk. Like, you ain't applying no scriptures. That's the whole problem. The problem is not doctrine now. The problem is now you can't even keep common human decency that the scriptures prescribe for you to do. You understand? That not even the scriptures, but any human being would treat another human being with this kind of respect. Y'all see that? You talk, I listen, then I talk, you listen. That's how communication goes, right? Otherwise, we just yelling in the damn wind, right? Okay, but if you all out of order yelling at me and everything, you ain't even a human being no more. I'm talking to a damn animal. You see that? I might as well be talking to a dog. Like, let me just go get the choke chain out so you can listen to what I'm saying. You know what I mean? There's no point. But what made you know that this person's mind was defiled? They opened their mouth. And everything came from here, right through the teeth. Y'all see that? That's what defiles a person. Yeah, you can wash your hands, wear your fringes, grow your beard out 3 feet long, you know what I mean? Put 8 head coverings on. But as soon as you open your mouth, your spirit stinks. It's worse than that. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got halitosis of the brain. Your whole spirit stinks. Why? Because we can hear it coming out of you now. Y'all see that? That's what defiles you. What's that, sis?
The verse right above the 19 and 20 he just read in Matthew, it says that.
Matthew 15, 18. Right, that's what he's going into. Y'all see that? But yeah, just to show you what that Jeremiah 17 and 9 is, why I went to 15, 19 is because they're linked directly with what's in the mind. You see that? We got a question online real quick. But somebody else get Ecclesiastes 37. I'm sorry, Wisdom of Solomon 9 and 14. Yeah, the Apocrypha.
I got it.
You got it? Go ahead.
Oh, 9 and 14.
Come with it.
For the thoughts of mortal men are miserable.
Right, so the thoughts of mortal men are miserable. So yes, your thoughts are wicked. Yes, your thoughts are miserable. The scriptures are telling you that. 9 and 15. Yes, yeah. 9 and 14. Go ahead.
And our devices are but uncertain.
He said that our devices, the things we think up, they're not sure. There's no surety to them. You know what I mean? Like, we're kind of guessing on how to live this life if we're doing it without the scriptures. You see that? Go ahead.
For the corruptible body presses down the soul, and the earthly tabernacle weighs down the mind.
Oh, was that 14? You finished that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so y'all see that though, right? Right. So yeah, your thoughts, yeah, they are miserable. What do you do to control your thoughts? That's where fasting comes in. That's where prayer comes in. That's where meditation comes in. Meditating on the scriptures, not sitting around doing the Tina Turner. You know what I mean? That's around Nam Yo Ho Renge. You ain't doing that. All right. Meditation is going to be on the scriptures. That's what's going to wash your mind. Psalm 119 and 9, right? Wherewithal shall the young man cleanse his way.
Take heed towards my word.
There you go. By taking heed thereto according to your word.
Psalm 119.
Y'all see that? That's how you cleanse that. That's how you cleanse those thoughts and check them. And what he said, who will set scourges over my thoughts? Y'all see that? Who's going to whip my thoughts into shape? The scriptures. What's that?
See, that's what I was saying, talking to a person today. We'll be going through with this conversation.
Right.
And I told him, I said, this scripture, you got to read this scripture. You know, not
Oh, you said you was going through that today?
right.
Nice. And we got a couple online. Let's see. We got free will of spirits and spiritual warfare. Do evil and good spirits act only on the command of the Most High? Will Satan cast out of heaven? I'm going to answer that the easy way. Nothing moves without the command of the Most High. The stars and the sun and the moon don't move unless it's at the command of the Most High. Air does not move unless it's at the command of the Most High. You understand?
That's right.
We're life. Like we read in Psalms, right? He sendeth out his breath, they live. He taketh away his breath, they die. That's how it is. You understand? So, yeah, there's nothing that moves in heaven, on earth, in the heavens above. There's nothing that moves without the command of the Most High. What you got?
Job 1 and 6.
Yeah, it'll kind of give them how the order works in heaven. Go ahead, read that.
Give me Job chapter 1, verse 6. This is because you were asking, the first part of the question was something about the spirits act without the Most High.
Basically, yeah.
Right. So let's read this real quick. This is going to showing you that the spirits themselves, they can't do anything without the Most High, the green light. Read this. Somebody?
Yeah. Job. Right. Job chapter 1, verse 6. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Most High.
So we're doing right now with the sons of God. They get ready to drop a report. They get ready to answer to those the omnipotent spirit that controls everything. So right now we're dealing with the sons of God. Read.
Sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord.
So now read it again.
Right.
Start verse 6.
Verse 6. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them.
So this is showing you that, number one, Satan is a son of God. He's not an evil spirit that was cast out and to utter darkness, and he does mischief. It's showing you right here that Satan is a son of God.
He does do mischief.
But not on his own, in the sense of what the question is.
Right.
It's showing that there's an order to things right now. Read.
Verse 7. And the Lord said unto Satan, Hence cometh thou.
So he just asked Satan, whence cometh thou? So he asking Satan to report. Drop your report, Satan, what you've been doing. So this is to show you here that the spirits and the things that go on, whether it be death, life, which is another scripture, to show you that Satan is not running around doing whatever he wants to do. So right now he's dropping a report to the Most High, because the Most High just asked Satan, which is one of the sons of God, what he's been doing. He's asking him a question. Read.
Then Satan answered the Lord, and said, from going and fro in the earth, and for walking up and down it.
So Satan answered this question because Satan has to report to the Most High. All spirits have to report.
That's right.
They're not running around just doing chaotic things. Like death ain't coming around the corner unless it's meant for you. A piano ain't falling from the sky unless it's meant for you. a stray bullet ain't coming through the crowd unless it's meant for you. Because the Most High directs these spirits.
Come on.
There's no freestyle spirits. So you got to remember that. It said, and the Lord said unto Satan, whence cometh thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. And the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job? So the Most High is setting up, he's already set up these rules for these spirits. And they have to come and they have to report to the Most High. So to answer that question, there's no freestyle spirits that just move through the crowd and do things. The Most High controls everything that comes from the spirit world. And then the other one was where it says,
So hopefully that understanding came across. But then they said the second part was Satan cast out of heaven. That spirit demon was cast down to earth to basically be able to rule this earth. That's why Satan was able to take Christ when Christ went up in the wilderness. Satan was able to take him on the pinnacle of the temple and show him all the kingdoms of the world and everything like that, right? Because Satan rules this world, right? So yeah, Satan has been cast down with all his little demons. Basically, it's like, yeah, go down there, and that's all yours. You understand? You test who you need to test. Hey, and have you considered my servant Job? That's being done since Job's time. You understand? He's been had this. Job said the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. You understand? Job already understood this. He already understood the workings of what was going on in heaven. Yeah. Go down there. It wasn't cast down like we had a fight. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? Oh, you gonna punch me in the face? Say, all right, you grounded. Nah, he was cast down. Yeah, you go down there and you go ahead and deal with those. You deal with them the way you deal with them, but these are my elect. You don't touch them. You touch them, you touch the apple of my eye. You see that? That's what the rules are. Satan got rules. That's why when he came to the Most High, oh yeah, I've been walking to and fro in it. Okay, have you messed with Job? Well, you got a hedge about Job. That's why he serves you. You see that? You protect him. Of course I ain't touched Job. You know that. Y'all see that? What's that?
I got a question and an answer. I got a question.
What's the question?
First of all, like in Christianity, we used to think that Satan and God fighting, and they got into a big fight. Ain't nobody fighting your house.
Right.
That's a wicked mind to think that Satan can fight the Most High. Right. Anyway, to even say that, that's wicked.
You basically taking away the omnipotence and the power of the Most High by saying any of his created beings could actually square up against him.
That's what religion do to you.
Yeah.
All right, and
they make everything a fairy tale. Everything's a movie to them. You understand?
And the second thing was that Isaiah 14 is not talking about Satan, right?
Nah. Nah. It's talking about, I'll say it like this. It's talking about how he sent that spirit into that king.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
Right.
But back in the day, that's what up and down.
See, the way you know is when you go to Isaiah, it says prepare slaughter for his children.
Yeah.
Satan don't have kids. You understand? Yeah. People have kids. Angels don't have kids. You see that? So who is he preparing slaughter for? Oh, this is person that rolls in the same spirit as Satan, the adversary. That's what a shaitan is. Shaitan means adversary.
Trap set.
You know what I mean? So that could be, right now, that's President Obama. Right now, that's America. They're adversaries to everything about the Most High.
That's strong.
So they're Satan. What's that?
So when there's a person, so when the Most High is chosen an elect person, and there's these spirits or people that I guess did you say Satan has control of? Those people or those spirits are the ones that go into the elect and try to test them or put those negative thoughts. Because say for instance, you have an individual that's of the elect, they're learning have this person that just comes out of nowhere and drops this negativity on them. That's a spirit from Satan.
Yeah.
Trying to I guess for lack of a better word, deceive that elect person or trick that elect person.
Yeah, see, we got to remember, you got to, first of all, let's go here. Go to Romans chapter 13, verse 1. All right? And after that, okay. Y'all with me?
Fine.
All right, so Romans 13 and 1. Go ahead.
Romans chapter 13, verse 1. Let every soul be subjected under the higher powers, for there is no power but the Most High, God.
Right, he said, let every spirit be subject unto the higher power, for there is no power but of the Most High. See that? There's not any principality, there's no demon, satanic, whatever, that is not of the Most High, that was not created, that he does not have control over. Why do you think when Christ came, there was, hey, this boy's son, man, he's tearing himself, he's breaking chains, people try to hold him down, he's running through the graveyards, he's screaming his head off. And then as soon as Christ came up, son of David, are you come to torment us before the time? It was shook. You understand? Why? Because they knew that there is no power outside of what the Most High ordains.
That's right.
You understand? And Christ coming in the power of the Most High, they can't come against that. Like I said, if it was a war, and we know the earth was given in the hands of the wicked, Christ coming down to earth, right? That would have been like one crib going in the blood neighborhood. You know what I mean? Like one crib going to go down to what, South Central Compton? You know what I mean? Like just one by himself.
She got it right.
No, if it's war, you get locked up. You gonna be a bloody stain on the street somewhere. You understand? That ain't. But when Christ came, oh my God, hey, can we go into the pigs? Can we get permission? You understand? Whoa, let me straighten up. You understand? Because there's no power, heavenly or earthly, that's not of the Most High. It's not under his command. You see that? It says, was Satan cast down out of heaven? So we answered that pretty much.
The last precept.
Huh?
Read the last precept.
Somebody had their hand up. On this?
John,
Go ahead.
just to kind of piggyback off of what she had to say. So can someone is in the truth plant the Most High allows someone who's in the truth to plant negative seeds and someone who's trying to learn the truth?
I'm glad you asked. 1 Kings 22, verse 22. See, one step ahead right here because it's been done in the past. 1 Kings chapter 22, verse 22. Let me know when y'all got it.
9. 1 Kings chapter 22, verse 22. And the Lord said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I go forth, and I will be a lying spirit.
Let's read up a little bit. Let's get a little background. Yeah, start at 19. The backstory is basically this king is going to the prophet, and I think it was Micah at first. And if this is the right story, but he said, he's like, listen, I'm gonna go to him. I don't want to go to him because he's gonna tell me this. He's gonna tell me stuff I don't like. He always tells me stuff I don't like. You understand? So I'm gonna go to my prophets. I'm gonna go to the ones that always tell me stuff I like to hear. Right? So he's basically like, hey, should I go up and fight these people? And all his prophets was like, oh yeah, Most High said go, right? And that one prophet he don't like was like, look, you gotta go tell him he better not go up there. Because I saw, watch, you gonna see it. You gonna see what he says to him. But he basically is telling him like, you ain't supposed to go to war, right? That's the little background on it. But go ahead.
This is 1 Kings chapter 22, verse 19.
Yes, sir.
And he said, verse 19, and he said, hear thou therefore the words of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne, and all the hosts of heaven standing by him on his right hand and on his left.
So even the left-hand side is standing right there in order, just like they are on the right-hand side. You understand? So the right-hand side, the righteous angels, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, they all standing on the right side, right? Christ, right? On the left-hand side, you got Satan and all his. You understand? Whatever you want to call them, Beelzebub, Beelpeor, all of them, right? All right, they're all standing on the left side, right? Or if you're in the certain camp, you're gonna name all the ones on his left side, right? Azazel and all this, right? All right, you're gonna have all the names, right? But all of them are standing on the right hand and the left side in order, right? Go ahead.
Verse 22. And Yahweh said, who shall pursue Ahab, that he may go up and fall at Ramoth
Gilead. The Most High, he said, the Most High said, I'm going to read this right here because the names are weird. It said, the Most High said, who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? So he's like, who's going to go down there and lie to Ahab for me so I can get this dude killed and out of my way? Because this dude Ahab was wicked as hell anyway, right? So the Most High said, the Spirit said, look, go down there and lie to Ahab and tell him he can go up there and fight. He's asking, like, hey, who's going to do it, right? And we're on verse 21.
Verse 21.
Verse 20. It says, and one said on this manner, and another said on that manner. And there came forth a spirit and stood before the Most High and said, I'll persuade him. I'll go lie to him, right? It said, verse 22, and the Most High said unto him, wherewith? And he said, so he's like, how you going to do it? Tell me how you going to do it before you go do it, right? This is what the Spirit said to him. A spirit said to him. And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. Woo! See that? Now, these are prophets of the Most High. You understand? But this is what the prophet, the true prophet of the Most High, seen. And he was trying to warn the king. Because, see, Satan got to play by the rules. The Most High plays by his rules. You understand? Okay, I'm going to tempt you. I can test you. Or I have Satan tempt you. But I will always make a way for you to escape. Yeah. Go up there. But there's that one voice like, don't go up there. Just like you got in your head, right? A man's mind is what to tell him more than 7 watchmen. You sit there, I'm just going to sit down, man, smoke some weed, smoke my problems away. You got that one voice. Now I said, don't do that. You know the brothers tell you that they gave you understanding. They gave you a 3-hour class on it already. You know you ain't supposed to do that. You know that bring death. That one little voice, the other one's, no, man, you need this. Oh, you tired, you stressed, you did. Yeah, you're right. But you had that one voice, so it's like, don't do that. That's what's going on right now. He had this one prophet like, you better not go up there. I seen the heavenly realm where this order came from. And the heavenly realm is saying they're going to put you to death. And if you go up there, you're going to die. But he like, nah, I'm going to listen to these guys. I'm going to listen to what they say. What these other prophets are saying. But he don't know there's a lying spirit that was sent down to tell him that, to get him set up for death. You understand? But the Most High made a way for him to escape it. All you have to do is listen to the right man. Listen to the one that tell you the things you don't like to hear. You see that? I'm going to read on. He said, all right, and the Lord said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets.
And he said, you shall persuade him and prevail also. Go forth and do so. He's like, yeah, that's going to do it. If you go talk to the prophets and lie, he's going to believe that. See that? But you know what I got to do? I got to keep the balance. I got to give him a chance. I'm going to send that one prophet. I'm going to send one spirit down in that prophet, that one he don't like, and I'm going to go ahead and make him tell him the truth. I'm going to tell him I'm going to let him expose the whole plan to him. Y'all see that? Just like America got, man. They got us on every street corner. They got a Hebrew Israelite in every nook and cranny they can think of, man. But what they doing? Oh, we're going to have a gay day parade on the Sabbath. We're going to have a gay day parade on the Passover. We're going to have whatever their feast day is coming up. We're going to make sure there's some kind of event to make everybody look this way instead of looking that way. You understand? Oh, yeah. Oh, they do Hanukkah right there. Okay, we got Christmas. Look at the pretty lights we set up. You understand? Look at the 8 tiny reindeer and the fat little baby white Jesus, right? Look at that. Don't look over here to the Israelites telling you stop worshiping that stuff. They're telling you the truth that you ain't supposed to have no tree set up in your house. Look over here. This is brighter, shiny. You understand? Most High always got that one voice, that remnant, that's just telling people how to do right. You understand? So he gives you the chance. But yeah, you can have a brother, a sister, come down and be right in your ear telling you all the wrong things. And be a lying spirit. That's why the scriptures say you got to try believe not every spirit, but try the spirit. And how do you try it? You got the test book right here. You understand? Okay, listen. I like what you're saying. It sounds good. But even though I don't like this person, they're not telling me anything that might get me killed. They're actually telling me that the things you're saying might get me killed. So I would rather risk losing what you're offering than losing my life. That's what I would have done in a hot situation. You know, be like, wait a minute, okay. All he's telling me is don't go battle somebody. Now my pride is saying I should go battle because I think I can win. But he said don't do it because I'm going to die. And then he's seen the spirit plotting against me to kill me. Now I already know I set up a man and killed him just so I could take his vineyard. So I got it coming. Now I could do one of two things in this situation. I could repent and hope the Most High send another spirit that keeps me safe and forgives me, and let it happen. Let this war go down another time where I win. Or I can play to my pride, go up there and possibly get killed. You know, say I don't believe the prophet and I don't think I'm going to get killed. I'm going to risk it. Like, that's your option? That's what you're going to do? The prophet's telling you, look, if you stay here, you be safe. These prophets telling you, hey, you go up here. Yeah, we know he's saying you might get killed, but you might not. Like, I ain't going to risk it on a coin toss. Oh, but you. I don't like you, but you ain't on them 50-50. You understand? This is how his thoughts should have went. But that lying spirit that got into those prophets, yeah, got him. You understand? So yeah, you can. Now I'm not gonna say again, not so you look suspicious at every brother, sister, us, and all that. But listen, if something come out of my mouth and I'm like, hey, you know what? Hey, we've been doing the research and we're gonna start burning cannabis up here with this frankincense and myrrh. Y'all gonna get high because it's Friday. You ain't got no job. Nah. You understand? Nah, if that come out of my mouth, okay, you gotta do your, you know what? I'll be back next Friday. I gotta research that. I gotta look through the scriptures and see if what you're saying is true, because that don't feel right. You understand? You don't want to risk it on no 50-50. Y'all see that? You've been teaching all this time cannabis is wrong, and now you saying we're gonna burn it? I ain't feeling that. You understand? You try the spirit, buy the spirit. You see that? But yeah, there are lying spirits. All right.
Hey,
What's that?
okay, like, sort of what you
Yeah, a
said.
lot of hands go up, so
It's kind of like when she asked, like, okay, so is it possible for like, people in different walks of life where something might not be a sin for you, but for the next person where they at? Like, I guess like, when they walk in life or whatever, and you might be saying something, but they taking it.
I know exactly what you're talking about, and we're gonna go there. I think it's in Romans, or it's probably First Corinthians, because I get them mixed up a lot. Let's see. So the question is basically, let's say it one more time. They say, is there something that you can do that you're doing that is not a sin to you, but it might be a sin to somebody else?
Yeah, like, and I just thought of another. Say like you dealing with people, and it's another. I want to get you to answer that too. Just kind of maybe go with it. Like, say like you dealing with people, and because forgiving somebody, and somebody else might tell you to be like, be through with the situation. You might have to continue on to forget somebody. Some examples of that.
Those are two separate.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Go to Romans 10:23 real quick.
Romans 10:23.
So for your first question, basically, is there something I could be doing that's not really a sin to me, but it might be a sin to somebody else, right? Okay.
2022. Where you at? Oh, that was cool.
First Corinthians 10:23. See, yeah.
First Corinthians chapter 10, verse 23. All things are lawful for me, but all things are not expedient.
See that? There's all things are lawful to us, right? Because we know, listen, like we've been in the mall, right? Like we was just in the mall the other day, and the lady came up to us from a different camp, and where your fringes at though? We said the oil's in the mall. What are you talking about? Like, what do you mean where our fringes at? That's gonna stop your whole conversation with us? Because we ain't sitting around at a business wearing fringes? But, okay. All things, we know for us, all things are lawful to us, right? That we know the law. The whole point of the fringes was so that we could remember the law. Well, you've been in the game as long as I have, you remember the law. You don't get to forget it. Every day somebody's asking you a question about the law. You understand? So I know the law better than her. The whole purpose of the fringes was so we could look down and say, oh, look, they're not committing adultery. Put these fringes on. But if it's already in me, oh, she got a wedding ring on. I ain't messing with her. What point is the fringes? Right? I'm not doing that. Y'all see that? So, and like I said, that's just basic kind of stuff. But we got to understand that all things might be lawful to us. We might be cool with just walking around not fringed, right? Or you got the brother that's forehead bald, so he shaves his head. Okay. That's lawful to us, but to another person, that might cause them to stumble. Right? He said, all things are lawful to me, but not all things are expedient. They're not always the best thing. Or we know the more than one wife thing. It's lawful. The scriptures don't speak against it. But is it expedient? For a brother to be trying to roll around like Solomon, like everything I see, I want to put in my house. You know what I mean? He got 1,000, I got to break the record. Got to catch them all.
But
You know what I mean? Nah, he can't be on that. Why? Because ain't nobody gonna look at him as a priest. They're gonna look at him as a pimp. Y'all see that? They're gonna be like, oh yeah, he pimping them. That's what that's gonna look like. Okay, well it's not expedient. In this day and age, you know what? Focus on your spirit, man. Focus on what you gotta do for the Most High. Get your tests out the way. You know what I mean? Because the next person that wants to come in to be in the truth might stumble on that. They might choke on that. Now it's lawful, but until they understand it, until they get it, okay, well, they ain't even gonna know about that situation. You understand? We don't even gotta go over that. That's how we used to think before the advent of YouTube, and now everybody is their first question. What about more wife? What about the kingdom of heaven?
Right.
You just skip past all that? What about how you get there? You know what I mean? Like in church, you was even like, yeah, hallelujah. I'm trying to get to heaven. How do I do that?
I'm trying to get raptured.
Well, you get the truth. What about more than one wife? What's up with that? What's up with that? What's up with that?
We ain't got one.
You ain't even on your first step on the stairway to heaven.
You got it right.
And you know what I mean? And you trying to figure out how to fly, and you can't even crawl right now. You understand? Is priorities, man. Priorities is messed up. But see, for us, having that be lawful for us, right? It's gonna be something that person's gonna choke on. So you know what? We don't even touch that subject. Nah, brother. No, you don't get more than one wife right now, bro. You still living in your mama's house. So come sit down, get your notebook out. We're gonna teach you how to study first. You know what I mean? Because no woman, much less multiple women, want no ignorant ass men. Y'all see that? So we it's lawful for the person. But another brother might be like, oh, we'll say drinking. That's a big one.
Yeah, you love that.
One brother, hey, take a sip every night, man. Got me a 6-pack sitting in the fridge. That's how I cool out. You know, I come home, pop one, I'm good, right? Another brother looking at him like, I don't drink. Why you drink? You know what I mean? You must be a drunkard. Okay, well, I'm not going to give you the doubtful disputations, but listen, is my drinking causing you to drop back into alcoholism? Because if it is, I don't need a 6-pack in my fridge, bro. I'll put that away. You understand? It's lawful for me to drink, but it's not expedient for you to see me drink. You understand? Yeah, it's lawful for me to have cars, but because that's causing you to stumble thinking that I'm just after money and everything, listen, I'm going to let you see where my cars go. I don't hardly ride in my cars. See that? You're going to get to see that. Look, she used that, she used that, she used that. The camp used that. You see that? Why? Because if you're looking at me, you're going to be, oh, see? You just look. He multiplied horses to himself. The scripture said not to do that. Right? Okay, well, that caused you to stumble, man. If you tripping over that, you ain't even got a car. Okay, well, here, I'll stop doing that.
You ain't got no puppy. I want one.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I got a backyard full of puppies. You ain't got a yard. But you treat the dogs wrong. Oh, well, okay, well, here we go. We're going to keep the backyard nice, keep the puppies nice, get the puppy chow out for them, show you the love that I got for the puppies. But how's that going to fix you not having a house? How's that going to fix you not being able to wipe your butt? You understand? How's that going to fix you in your food situation? You understand? But here's the thing. If that causes you to stumble, then listen, let's take care of that. You see that? If that's causing my brother to offend, if me being hugged up, you can be hugged up with your woman at your house, right? You got a brother sitting there, he ain't got no woman. Okay, well, then guess what? Go ahead and make us a meal, babe, and you know what I mean? Go ahead and hit the room. I'll see you. You know what I mean? We'll talk later. Get all out my face with that. Go ahead and make the meal. I'll see you later. Because right now, this brother don't need to see that. You understand? That's what causes him to offend. Now, is it lawful? Is it cool for a woman to give her husband a peck on the face? That's lawful, right? But is it expedient?
You have to do it.
Right. Is there something I can refrain from in order that the brother won't be sitting there like, I had a woman, yeah, man. I missed my boom. You know what I mean?
Playing usher and stuff.
Right, you know what I mean?
Like when you give somebody advice, you know, and you gotta watch what how you give them advice, because I'm saying, like, it could be more. It can't be no. You might can elaborate and show them, paint so many pictures, but this is pretty much all you can give them, right? Because it might also cause them to stumble if you like. They might take, what you saying. Be like, do this here or whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
you got to stop at the word.
Paul said it, man. He said that many things we offend. There's nobody who hasn't offended with his son. Man. You know what I mean? Even Christ. Christ was coming down preaching goodness, life, love, peace to the whole world and everything like that. And still had people trying to plot to kill him. Because they was offended at him. Well, it was like, he's sitting there talking about swords and seeds and bread and mustard seeds and all that. And the apostles come up, hey, didn't you know the Pharisees was offended by that? Like, offended by what? What you been offended over? I was talking about sowing and seeds. You mad, bro? Over seeds? What happened?
Question.
Okay.
So basically, man, this is my own thinking. So basically, it's the difference between a law and a commandment. You got a commandment, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness. You can't do that. The law concerning a wife or this, that, you can do that, but you don't have to do that.
Right. There's an understanding, like Proverbs 4:7 tells you, man. Get that knowledge, for with all you're getting, get understanding. Because see, a lot of people have the knowledge of the law. Oh, thou shalt not bear false witness. I can't lie. No, you ain't supposed to lie in any situation, ever universal. But what about David when he acted like he was retarded and was drooling all over himself so he wouldn't get killed by the Philistines?
He said, "This is my sister."
What about Abraham? Yeah,
This is my sister.
saying that's my sister. You know what I mean? What about that? Is it okay then? What about when Jacob went and got his birthright? It was lawfully sold to him. And he said, yeah, it's me, Esau. What about that? So is it universal? Thou shalt not bear false witness? Or do you have to have an understanding and say, you know what? Thou shalt not kill, right?
Yeah.
How long the church has been using that?
It's really thou shalt not murder.
Right, but then they'll still tell you about David and Goliath.
Yeah.
But you're confusing me now.
But you kill,
What's that?
but you kill burgers every time you eat it. I mean, like, they kill the cow when you eat burgers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So don't eat meat.
Right, like, yeah, that's what I kill. But after this, we're going to have this big, giant barbecue Bonnie dignity out the back, right?
Yeah.
And we're going to have every kind of unclean animal slaughtered and fried on a grill. The most torturous thing you can do
No more
to
fries.
any kind of being. Just slice them up and burn them. Like, they ain't dead enough. So I'm going to slice their pieces in pieces and then burn it on the grill. You know what I mean? That's inhumane. No, that's what you're supposed to do with food. You're supposed to cook it. Y'all see that? So, we can do that with a lot of things, man, before, we get out of hand and everything. But at the same time, we got to have understanding. See that? On both sides. For those of us that keep the law, we got to have the understanding of those that are lawless. For those of us that are lawless, got to get understanding to figure out why people keep the law. What's that?
With a lot of camps, fringes are a really big deal. They see you without them, like, they basically condemn you, but it's like you said, but with a lot, but it's up here, like, you don't necessarily have to have fringes on every piece of clothing I own. I mean, it would be nice to be able to have time to do all that, every piece of garment you have, but if I don't, you're gonna continue to hell.
Right, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I had 3 ribs at one time, so I got people to sew my garments with fringes and all that on there. I got people to do that. But for me, having to run a camp right now and then deal with all these brothers and sisters and brothers that are coming in and another camp out here being started and all that, and I got to sit down and sew fringes into my clothes. I got time for that. I could either build the nation or build my fashion collection.
Right.
That's a hard decision right there.
You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Nobody has time for all that stuff right there. You see that? But again, if my feet offends,
Time.
you know what I mean? Let me slow up on this nation building so you can make sure my phylacteries are long enough. You see that? What's the other question we got online? We got a lot of questions. Okay, James Acts 15 and 13. Let's get that. So who was James referring to in Acts 15 verse 13 from blood of Yahushua? Let's get that.
Just read it loud enough so they can hear you. On
Acts 15:13. And after they had held their peace, James answered, saying, Men and brethren, hearken unto me.
That's it?
Yeah.
Read on. That ain't enough right there. So,
I'm sorry, that's my.
okay, so after they had held their peace, James answered, saying, Men and brethren, hearken unto me. Simeon hath declared how the Most High at the first did visit the Gentiles to take out of them a people for his name. So Simeon hath declared. You talking about Simon? It's Acts 15:7. And when there had been much, we're going to jump to verse 7. And when there had been much disputing, Peter rose up, who was known as Simon Peter, or Simeon Peter, rose up and said unto them, Men and brethren, you know how that a good while ago the Most High made choice among us that the Gentiles by my mouth should hear the word of the gospel and believe. So that's what he was referring to, what you read in verse 7. So he's referring to Simeon, Simon Peter, as they call him, has declared how the Most High at the first did visit the Gentiles to take out of them a people for his name. Right? So when you read verse 7, he says, And when there had been much disputing, Peter rose up and said unto them, Men and brethren, you know how that a good while ago the Most High made choice among us that the Gentiles by my mouth should hear the word of the gospel and believe. And the Most High, which knowing the hearts, bear them witness, giving them the Holy Spirit, even as he did unto us, and put no difference between us and them, purifying their hearts by faith. Now therefore, why tempt you the Most High to put a yoke upon the neck of the disciples, which neither our forefathers nor we were able to bear? So Peter's going through the same situation with these people as we go through the day with these cats that run up on us like, where your fringes at? Where your fringes at? Where your fringes at? Where was you on the street corner when I was frontline in Baton Rouge, Louisiana with my fringes on? Oh, it was the Sabbath. I wasn't supposed to travel. Okay, well, to each his own then. You know what I mean? You do what you feel is right according to the law, and I'm going to do what is right according to the law, which is feeding his sheep. That's the first commandment, the biggest commandment we got from Christ. You understand? But the first commandment we got from the Most High, be fruitful and multiply. I'm going to go do that. I'm going to go make sure I'm fruitful. I'm going to go spread this truth and multiply our people to build this nation. And you sit down because it's the Sabbath.
Right.
Chill out. Because that's what you do. Y'all see that? So that's my favorite part of 300, man. When you watch that movie 300, you know what I mean? You say, you, what's your profession? He's like, I'm a potter. Okay, you, what's your profession? I'm a teacher. Like, okay. Like, Spartans, what's your profession? Right? Like, see, I brought more warriors than you did. You know what I mean? You just brought a bunch of people. I brought warriors. You brought a bunch of people that say they're about the law. I brought people that are of the Most High.
Come on.
You understand?
Yeah.
For them, there is no law. It's already in them. They already do it. They live it. You understand? For them, you ain't got to write something in stone and say, hey, don't have sex with another man if you're a man. You ain't got to tell none of them that. They fully persuaded not to take it in the booth. You also got to look at your fringes to make sure.
Should I do that?
It's all good. You know what I mean? You still trying to see, she's a tranny, but I wonder if I can hit it on the low. Since I can't, I gotta shoot her in the face now. We don't say names. But I bet you he had his fringes on.
Yeah, his fringes don't go.
Because see, that's the thing. It's like, okay, we brought more warriors than you did. We brought more warriors for this truth than you did. They might not have their fringes all on all day, but guess what? They fighting for this truth. They ain't in no back alley with no trend. You understand? They ain't getting brothers and sisters locked up for false charges. That ain't happening. You understand? That's not happening. So what are we doing? We're obeying the scriptures. It's just in us. Y'all see that? It's not a hypocritical thing. What's that?
No, I said in my lifetime, bro, I've seen brothers wearing fringes, smoking dope.
Right.
You know what I mean? But we got fringes on though. He frizzed out.
Yeah, but this is what Peter was dealing with, man. He was dealing with people running up on him like, oh, you teaching the Gentiles. Oh, y'all doing this, y'all doing that. Well, why are you putting them on a yoke you can't even bear? Why are you trying to throw circumcision? Okay, go get circumcised real quick. You a grown man, go get your foreskin cut. Okay, you already circumcised? Well, listen, let me just run a razor blade around your penis real quick. You grown now. See, when you was a baby, you didn't really consider that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They did it, 8th day, you 30 now, you didn't even remember that day happened.
No, I don't remember.
Most traumatizing event in your life when somebody took a blade to your Johnson, and you can't remember it. But as a 30-year-old man, now you want to be circumcised. Now you want to make sure grown 30, 40-year-old men get circumcised. That's going to be real memorable. You understand? What am I going to do for 3 days while they're healing? 7 days because they will bleed. What am I going to do with their spirit for the whole 7 days now? They can't come to class.
They unclean.
It's unlawful.
It's unlawful. They unclean.
You know what I mean? So what am I going to do with their spirit? They don't even know the law yet. You checking their foreskin? Why don't you get out their pants and get in that book?
Come on.
And get in class. You understand?
Come on.
Because that ain't going to matter if their mind ain't right.
Come on.
You see that? All that's going to do is put another demon on. Oh, that's it. On top of all the... Oh my God, I just got off smoking 12 pounds of weed a day. And you want to cut off my foreskin? I was smoking 12 pounds of weed a day because my woman left me. I caught her sleeping with another dude in my house with my kid watching. And I'm trying to figure out how not to go on a murder spree right now. And you want to slice off my foreskin? On top of all that? Come on, man. That's what Peter was having to deal with. You understand? So when we get to these points, when we're reading this in Acts 15, that's what you see Peter dealing with, man, is he's having to try to figure out why people are trying to put a yoke on these new converts, new believers, that they couldn't even carry themselves, and our forefathers failed in doing it themselves. You understand? All right, let's see. Edification of Matthew 10, verse 5 and 6. Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and in any cities of the Samaritans enter you not. Go rather unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel, right? That's exactly what it says. He was telling the apostles, the 12 apostles that he had with him, don't go into the city of Samaritans. In Samaria, as of 722 BC, the people of Samaria were taken out of Samaria. The Israelites that were in Samaria were taken out of there and replaced. And you can read that in was it 2 Kings 17:22. God, please. Seven, 17 verse 22.
17:22. Yeah. For the children of Israel walked in all the sins of Jeroboam.
Right, so you can read about that in 2 Kings 17 verse 22 down. All the people of Israel, in northern Israel, after it was divided in 933 BC, all the people of northern Israel, which was where Samaria is on up, they were taken over captive by Shalmaneser, the king of Assyria, and they had to flee away from him by boat, went around the southern tip of Africa, and came into the southern Americas. All right? But, so as to the time of Christ, when you get to the time of Christ, our people were not dwelling in northern Israel. They were not dwelling in Samaria. That's why he told the apostles, don't go into the city of the Samaritans. All right? He said, don't go into the way of the Gentiles. Don't go deal with them. And into any city the Samaritans are in, don't enter that, because that ain't our people. They were replaced by Ethiopians and Africans and of different names. All right? So that's answering a question online. That was answering a question online about Matthew 10 verse 5 and 6. And he said, go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So he wanted them to go to the Israelites first, to bring them back into the fold, bring them back to the understanding of the Most High in Christ, all right, and reconcile them. The Bible said not to take foreign wives. Are these the women who don't believe in the truth or in their nationality? Both. All right. So for Robert Sanders, it's both. We weren't supposed to deal with no foreign-minded women. All right. We came out of Egypt with a mixed multitude. So far as intermarrying with the nations and all that, we was already doing that. But when we were coming out, he gave us specifics and said, don't deal with them Hamites over there. Don't deal with them Midianites over there. Don't deal with the Moabites over here, because they will surely lead your heart into other gods. So he was giving us specific nations that we were not to deal with, because what happened when we just read in Numbers, I think it was 15 or something like that. No, it was before that. But we just read this in Numbers on the Sabbath. The last few Sabbaths we've been reading about how it was actually Numbers 20. When you go from Numbers chapter 20 on out, you read about how Balaam, he had basically was sent to curse the children of Israel, and instead of cursing, the Most High made it bless us. Well, he did it so many times that the king of Moab that was trying to be against us, he was like, listen, okay, instead of doing that, just let me know how I can take them down. So Balaam went and told him, like, look, send your baddest Midianite women, send your baddest Moabite women, and go in there and get them all riled up to marry them, and then tell them, hey, we can't deal with you unless you deal with our other gods. And our people started doing it. That's why the Most High set them rules. Don't deal with these nations. Don't deal with Moab. Don't deal with Ammon. Don't deal with these people, because they will surely lead your heart to other gods. And he was specific. You understand? He was specific about the Edomites, about the Zidonians, the Hittites, and things like that. He was very specific about which other nations we were not to deal with. But, it's become that, hey, you don't deal with no other nations, because we got all these Israelite women, 12 tribes of Israelite women that we get to deal with. So why would you need to go after Becky anyway? You understand? So that became the understanding. But now here's the thing. How many of you know what your true nationality is? How many of y'all got family trees that date back before slavery? Exactly. So that's the end of that conversation because you don't know what you mix with. Romans 8, verse 16 got to kick in. The Spirit got to bear witness with your spirit that you are a child of God. But do we purposefully go out and look for Becky with the good hair? No. All right? That's not the purpose, but you might be with a woman you've been with and find out, oh, dang, man, I ain't supposed to deal with you. You of another nation. You already with her. You already got kids with her. What you gonna do? You gonna send her out to commit adultery? Teach the nations a bad lesson against us?
Send her out to honor darkness.
Right. Cast the kids out, look like a deadbeat dad. See, I knew y'all niggas was like that. Y'all just like them curses in Deuteronomy. We supposed to be free from those curses. You keep your kid, you keep your woman. Now, while you in the truth, you ain't got a woman, you looking for one. Those are the nations you stay away with, or stay away from. You got 12 tribes of Israel to deal with. You understand? So you don't gotta go looking for that. What's that?
I have a question on that. But like in the scripture, they divorced their wives though. When they found out that this wasn't the wife to be with, they divorced them.
Yeah, when you read Nehemiah, when you read Nehemiah and Ezra, read the whole book. When you read that, read the whole book. Because Moses didn't put away his strange wife and their kids when the Most High dropped the commandment on them. He had a Midianite, he had Ethiopian. They had kids. He didn't put them away. Phineas, his mother was of another nation. His father was a Levite. When that law got dropped down, Phineas still got to be in the priesthood. We just read about him, right? He still got to be in the priesthood.
Right.
So what was the problem when you get to Nehemiah and Ezra time?
I ain't read all.
That the kids, they speak half in the Assyrian tongue and half in the Jewish tongue. Because they were taking on the customs. They had mostly been adulterated liberally with the customs of the heathen. And they was disobeying Jeremiah 10:1. It was learn not the way of the heathen. Like just like now, you come in the truth, you might have the baddest, blackest woman on the planet, man. I mean, literally leave fingerprints on black leather. You know what I mean? Just like glow in the dark black. You know what I mean? Like just sucks away sunlight black. But you come home and she got a Christmas tree in the house and she talking about we wrapping Christmas presents for the kids. I've been in the truth for 2 years, girl. What are you doing? Well, my mama told me I didn't have to do what you do. Ooh, okay, now what you gonna do with that? So you're black, so you're still Israelite.
You got black devils too.
Yeah.
The devil's black. In case y'all don't know, he's an angel. They're black.
Black.
You understand? He come through the white man, but the devil's black. He's made in the Most High's image. Can't be the son of a black man and you ain't black. Because you got leprosy. You know what I'm saying? So it don't make you an angel just because you got dark skin. Not everybody black is going to be in the kingdom of heaven. Many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. You understand? But yeah, cats really got to understand that because you got to look at the time he was dealing with Ezra and Nehemiah. Why all of a sudden, oh, you got to state your registry, you got to bring forth your papers and all this. I'm trying to clean the priesthood out. The priesthood has been defiled. Ever since Moses dropped that law, beside Phineas, you didn't get to have a Levite priest dealing with no other nations.
Right.
That would defile the bloodline. If you was going to do that, you couldn't do the office of the priesthood. You see that?
Right.
So now all of a sudden we got priests with Chinese women and white girls and all this. Come on, man. If you can't state your registry going all the way back to Aaron, you out. Bye. You can't do the office of the priesthood. Matter of fact, you worship Christmas trees?
No, you all.
Kick them out. They are not Israelites no more. They are cut off from among their people. You understand? Come on, this ain't nothing new. You had Israelites being cut off back in the day. Oh, you You was out gathering sticks on the Sabbath? Okay, stone him.
Yeah.
You didn't come to the Passover both times? You cut off from among your people. That's what the scriptures say, right? Now, did all of a sudden he just lose his blackness? Oh, he's still a black man. But he ain't an Israelite no more. Now, did he lose his genetics? Did his genetic code just... he was still an Israelite genetically. But guess what? You ain't one of us. Y'all see that? So your skin color don't matter. Your circumcision don't matter. Your fringes hanging down to the floor don't matter. Your beard swinging all the way across your shoes don't matter. Your 19 head coverings that you just made yourself in your magic sewing machine, that don't matter. If you come dressed in all linen all the way down to your jock strap is all linen, that don't matter. Because it's the spirit that's going to bear witness with your spirit, whether you're a child of God. You understand? And that's, it kind of goes right into our classes. What a lot of people are taking advantage of, man, is I think I deserve to be a part of the kingdom just because I'm black, just because I'm Mexican. I'm on the sign, I'm getting it. No.
It's not VIP.
You understand? Yeah, that ain't a reserve list. You understand? That ain't the list. That's the list that gets you in the door, where you're considered.
They get your interview. They get your application looked at.
Right. You understand?
That's it.
But you're a dirty ass spirit. Nah, you can't get in. Your spirit is blacker than your skin.
Yeah.
You can't get in. Y'all see that? Well, you got cats want to take advantage of that, man. Oh, once I have mercy on me, you pull me out of drugs, you pull me out of gangs, so I'm in.
I'm in there.
Yeah. Now you gotta change.
What?
Now you gotta clean your filthy mind. You understand? No, you don't get to just act like because you're here, that's enough. Well, I show up, so let me in. No, that's not how it's gonna work. Everybody is gonna appear before that judgment seat. Just because you get in court, don't mean you get out. Right? You go downtown, right?
Yeah.
And hey, I showed up, judge. Good, because we're gonna put you in jail for 90 days. You ain't getting out. You understand? Or you might, hey, you know what? Time served. You out. But you just in the courtroom right now. You understand? You got exactly right. Yeah, I'm in the courtroom. I got a suit on.
I'm straight.
Shoot, nigga.
You got that blue on.
You know what I mean? You didn't wear a suit to you didn't wear a suit to your court date, man. What's wrong with you? You didn't wear a suit to your court date, B.
You out there bad.
You're out there bad, bro.
You got holes in your pants? Come on, man. Judge give y'all the same jail time? Give him less jail time because man, this guy can't even pay his bill. He can't pay for the clothes. Got holes in his clothes, man.
You can see the godly sorrow in it.
Right?
Like, I can see that you messed up and you repent.
I ran that game on it. I'm sorry, I got my kid, I got to feed, man. I was just trying to get from point A to point B. I always get pulled over. I barely got enough money to feed my kid, and now you're gonna give me $700 in tickets every time I drive to work. So I just can't pay it. Okay. Clear.
What?
Yeah.
You seen that before?
Then you got the dude came in with a suit on, like, yeah, I got this.
Great.
$1,200.
Yeah.
And you got 3 days. What? Take your suit off, get naked, touch your toes, cough. Put this orange suit on, get your ass in the fly. You know, eat this bologna sandwich.
You eat 2 bologna sandwiches. No.
In the cream, what was it, cream fill? The cream fill?
Yeah.
Cookies?
No, they eat 2 bologna sandwiches. No, that's down the line. They eat 2 bologna sandwiches and water.
Sweet.
You hungry as hell, too.
Sit on this concrete for about 6 hours.
Cold, bro. And it's cold.
With the AC on.
It's like that covering your chest or your face. You got choices.
You gotta crawl up like this.
And your shoe is a pillow.
I'm glad I found you out, bro.
Your breath, your heat.
Right? I'm serious, you laughing.
Yeah, nah, it's true. Yeah.
I'm glad I found you out, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad I had him going in and coming out, man. Because I went in, I had to take my shirt off. I was warm. It was like it felt like somebody had a heat blanket on me.
That was the rule.
Yeah, the big old 250-pound solid muscle dude sitting there. Yeah, man. Banging on the door. Can I get a clothes? Can I get a shirt? Can I get a shirt? I'd rather you wear my shit than beg the white man for it. He put you in here. He ain't gonna give you nothing. He's sitting there like, no, man, I'm good. Shivering his ass off for another half hour. He looked at my shirt like, all right. Yeah, that pride will break you, man. That pride, you'll break yourself with pride. That's what's funny, man. You don't have to have someone come and humble you. Your pride will break you.
Elements you in to break you.
Yeah, we say is that Jeremiah 31, not 31:22, but he said, your backsliding will reprove you.
31 and
It might be 17, man. It might be 17, but yeah, he said your backsliding, they shall reprove you. I can't remember that.
Hey man, can I say a story?
Yeah, what's
Y'all
up?
know I was locked up, right? Long time ago. And in jail, in prison, they had pork patties, but it wasn't pork. They put me pork chop patties, but it was all beef. I'm so holy, I ain't eating that.
Right?
This pork, find out it's all beef. They gave everybody 3 plates. All you go eat that day. I'm like, I ain't eating, I'm fasting. Found out that it wasn't eating pork.
Yeah, that's what he said.
I'm
Be not righteous much.
I'm saying, man, bro.
Examine first before you rebuke.
Come on, examine.
Jeremiah 2:19. What sis?
The star, he crackers.
Yeah, that Jeremiah 2:19, man. And a lot of y'all, this scripture going to hit y'all heavy, or it should. If your pride ain't clouding your judgment. Because you're taking the love of the Most High, you take that grace and that mercy for granted, man.
Come on, that's right.
You're right now in court. That's where you are right now. You're at the judgment seat right now. The Most High, Christ, the angels, they recording everything you're doing right now. You understand? This is court for you. That's why Christ said, by every idle word shall man be accountable, right? Because this is court for you. You understand? This is your courtroom. You thinking you outside the court. No. You thinking you waiting to die and then go before the judge. You're in front of him right now. That's why he said, whatsoever you do wholeheartedly as unto the Most High and not unto men. Because you're in the courtroom. You dressed up for the man next to you. I got my suit on. The judge looking at your filthy ass spirit, man. He's like, yeah, I'm giving you 60 days before you even hit the stand. You already got it up here, like, and you got your phone out? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Take his phone. Take his phone, put him on the concrete. You know what? Put him on the concrete and then lose his name in the system for like a day.
Lock him up at 11:52 so he missed lunch.
Yeah, you want a horrible feeling? Be on that concrete, and every time you open the door, you think you're going in the line so you can get booked up and get your blanket, and then they close the door on you. Like, oh man. Go sit back down on the cold ass concrete. The spot got cold because your ass ain't warming it no more because you thought you was out. That's a horrible feeling. You hear that door, and slam back. You know what I mean?
You're supposed to get 90 days, you did.
Yeah.
5
Johnson,
months.
Dickerson, Lenore, so-and-so. Damn.
Somebody supposed to call me.
And none of these phones work.
Let me on 24-hour lockdown, man.
Yeah. That's a horrible feeling, man. You ain't even in that part yet, man. You in the you're right now in the courtroom. You understand?
Think about
Yeah, you sit there thinking you holier than now. I'm judging somebody else. I'm judging this person. I'm taking advantage of all this grace. It ain't even grace right now. You're waiting for grace.
Come on.
You don't get grace until you step up in the officer or servant position. You understand? That's when you got grace. Got okay. That ain't even grace. You came in the door because you get your sentence right now. You understand? That's why some people go through it harder than others in the truth. This is that time. You understand? All that in that day and all that. Today's the day. Y'all, if y'all didn't know, today's the day. You must do much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of God. The Most High is watching how you gonna do your court date right now. You understand? Oh, you got pride? Okay, got you. Bologna sandwiches, 6 months. Water from a sprout that comes out of your toilet, 6 months. Unless you got commissary. Unless you got commissary, you drink it out the toilet.
Well, I had no commissary. I was fighting.
Yeah, you better make a friend.
I'm sitting there fighting, bro.
You know what I mean? I remember niggas was wicked at dudes at the pump tank trying to get coffee.
Yo.
Trying to get some coffee chipped up in the door. You know what I mean? Wicked at other niggas like, so bro. Yeah, like, just trying to get some coffee. Get some coffee swept up in the dirt pile up under your door.
Bro.
As you wash your shirt in the toilet.
Damn.
Yeah. Trying to get the toilet paper roll before the big dude get it, so you got a pillow. I hope you don't gotta take a dude.
I hope he don't. Cause Sarah's about two times that bad to him.
Yeah. I'm tired, man.
Please don't take this right now.
Hey, because when you get upstairs, you don't even get your shoes to sleep on, man. You got some flip-flops, some plastic flip-flops.
Shower shit. Oh.
Yeah, you ain't even got a pillow up there, man. You gotta take your shirt off.
And get your flip-flops and put shirt off like this and sleep like that. Yeah, I don't know about that. That's awesome. Great. Ain't no bad.
Right, the backside of that. I didn't really want the scripture because I'm going to how cats take advantage of that grace and that mercy, though. You know what I mean? You know that because the thing is y'all got to know this. This is your court date. This what you taking advantage of and acting like I ain't gotta be around. I don't gotta be there at these meetings. These are your court dates. This is your punishment. You ran that light. You beat that person up. Okay, this is your court date. These are your hearings. They're on this day, and that day. You better show up. I gotta fill you a appear ticket. Then you gotta go to court for that. Ain't that how Esau does the system?
Mm-hmm.
Are not the powers that be ordained by the Most High? You think he runs it any different? You think they invented that? Yeah. Oh, the white man made that up. When's the last time the white man made anything up? He was still trying to figure out what fire was when we were already running kingdoms. You think the white man made up the jail system? He got that from the Most High, man. He got that from the reading of the scriptures, man, putting you in a cell, putting you in a holding tank. You know what I mean? That's all what the Most High do, man. You in the holding tank right now. You in the courtroom right now. They watching everything you're doing. The Most High, the angels, they watching, okay, good behavior, not good behavior. I remember that I was spitting all that courtroom stuff that you watch on YouTube, and I'm the highest officer in the court, and the judges left all that crap, right? And then by the time you got to the real court, and you start doing that, I'm not gonna stand I'm not gonna acknowledge the judge, and I'm not gonna stand and all that stuff. First thing the man will do. See, judge, is the one I was telling you about. Like,
What's from the Moors?
She was already talking about me before I even got in the courtroom, so I'm already getting a sentence. Right? Yeah, because we was watching you. We were watching you since you refused the bologna sandwich. We've been watching you while you was talking about you just not gonna eat or drink. We was watching you when you was talking about when you was telling that dude about how to get out the legal system. He was watching everything. This is when I was telling you about, Judge. I didn't get to spit the rest of the spiel out. He pled guilty to everything. Like, wow, I said no consent. I didn't say no contest. I didn't say not guilty. Nothing. He's guilty. That's his plea. He pled guilty all the way down the board. Why? Because you already done built a name for yourself. You were sitting here, oh, she didn't come to the meetings? Got you. Okay. Okay, she said she was about this, but she keep back talking to her husband? Got you. Okay. Hey, Judge, this is what she did today while she was in the courtroom. She was on the cell phone. She was talking while we was talking. She didn't stand. She didn't sit. She didn't right? Okay. So you came up on a speeding ticket. I got you. How are you 60 days on a speeding ticket? Oh, well, you got contempt of court when you was on your cell phone. I thought I was on the low under the bench with that. What are you talking about? You didn't even see that. Yeah, but the bailiff saw you. Yep. Camera in the corner saw you. You know what I mean? I saw you. Because my little TV right here is connected to the camera behind you. You know what I mean? And you didn't know the eyes of me are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. But you need this. Y'all see that? That's how the Most High is looking at y'all, man. And y'all thinking y'all in the grace period. Y'all ain't barely in the grace period right now, man. You ain't in the grace period till you on the street corner teaching. And niggas want to kill you. And then the Most High say, you know what? I'm going to change their spirit. They ain't going to kill you. No weapon formed against you is going to prosper. Because you know what? Now you're doing your time. Come on. You understand? I got you. You're doing your time now. That's why you think Paul started talking about, I, Paul, a prisoner of Yahushua. Man, you going to all my scripture. We're going like 3 of them. Oh, because this was going to be my class. I told you to have some subject. You understand? Why do you think he was saying you're a prisoner of Yahushua? Because when you start doing the work, that's when you start running out your sentence. You understand? That's why when you go to 2nd Ezra 7, right? He said, while we lived and committed iniquity, we consider not that we should begin to suffer for it after death. This ain't even really the sentence. This is part of your sentence. You could get off on good behavior and go into the kingdom. Or you can act like a nigger all your life, right? With your grace period, and end up suffering for it after death. Then you get your real sentence. You understand? Then you know what? So while you was in jail on your parking ticket, you ain't got 8 tattoos and stabbing it. So now you're gonna start your sentence. Now you're gonna be here for about 30 more years. Y'all see that? You gotta watch how you walk in this world, man. You gotta watch what you do with this life. A lot of y'all taking it for granted, man. You get a little love served to you. I got a hot plate. I deserve it. What? No, that's what you get when you're in court. You get to hit the vending machine. You understand? You get to run around, hit the vending machine, come back. You still in court right now. The judge is watching you right now to see how your behavior is going to be. And they determine it. That's why that judge be looking all around the room. Why you thinking he's just looking at you and I got you over there, I got your ass over there in the back. I see you over there blowing the whole kisses. That's a tranny, you ain't even know. You ain't even going to inquire. You probably going to get locked up with Shim. You know what I mean? He watching everything, and then you think you got grace. You come up after you done did all your dirt in the back row, in the back pew of the courtroom, and you think you got grace now. Oh yeah, I'm getting it. No, I've been watching everything. Now tell me it ain't scripture we done quoted to y'all a million times. What scripture am I talking about? The eyes of the Most High are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Where's that? Who got it? Should be Ecclesiastes in the Apocrypha. It's 29. Are with me? Find it? 23:19. There you go. Read that. This is your judge. While you sitting around and people treating you nice, treating you good, and everything like that, read it. Yeah, you got it right.
I gotta have it in your spirit, man. You gotta, I mean, we're here to learn, we're here to be teachers. You gotta, if you got the scripture, you gotta get up and read it. I mean, that's what we're here for, right? That's what we did. We came in, we got the scripture, we got up, we read the scripture. We didn't wait to see if somebody else was gonna read it for us. Y'all brothers that are inspiring to be a part of the body, gotta make sure y'all get up. Y'all gotta make sure y'all read it. Y'all should be able to take notes. That's the whole point of studying. You do a rough draft so that when you get home, you can go back over the same scriptures and edify. But you're kind of killing the spirit when you just sit there and wait on the next man to do your job.
And really kill the spirit, and we gotta sit here and tell you about how you kill the spirit. Like that, we on a whole other topic now. All right, so let's get it. Go ahead.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 23, verse 19. Such a man only favors the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun.
See, the judge's eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. He's been watching you since you entered the courtroom. Since you walked in with your shoulders all puffed out. Since you walked in with all that air in your chest. And he's been watching you the whole time. Like, this nigga really think he gonna make it in jail. He really think because he put a suit on and faked it that he's gonna get out. She really think that just because she came in her shortest little hoochie skirt that she ain't gonna get time. Okay. Y'all see that? That's how the judge watching you, man. He watch you from the time you get in. He been watching everything you doing. He got angels reporting to him for every hour of the day you live. For all that time, you take that grace for granted. That you ain't even earned yet. You ain't even got to the point of grace yet. You understand? Grace is when you get your judgment. Grace is when he says, you know what? I know you did a lot of bad things, but I'm going to give you an opportunity. Y'all see that? Grace is when he says, listen, all you got to do to serve out your sentence, you're not going to go to jail and get your booty stretched open. You're going to pick trash off the corner. You're not going to go to jail. I'm not going to have a truck hit you and put you in a holding cell for 50 years with Satan and his minions trying to stick pitchforks in different parts of your body. All right? That's not what I'm going to do. You're going to be at a sister's meeting on Saturday when you thought you was going to get free time. That's what your sentence is going to be. You're going to do this. You're going to get up early in the morning. You're going to work that job for that taskmaster over there. And then when you get off, you better have dinner ready for this man. You know what, brother? You know what? I'm not going to have that gang that was after you shoot you full of holes on the block. That's not going to be your sentence. You're going to be on that street corner on the block, teaching the word of the Most High, and some fringes, getting laughed at, getting spit on, getting bikes ran up on you, getting stuff thrown at you, getting laughed at, all that, getting mocked, right? That's what you're going to do. That's your sentence. Like Cain, right? The punishment is more than I can bear. You killed somebody. All I'm having you do is walk around like a white man for a while. That's all you gotta do. You're gonna walk around with no melanin until you die. That's it. I ain't tell you. Anybody lay their hands on you, they won't catch my wrath.
True story.
That's all you gonna get. That's your sentence. That's everybody that see me gonna want to kill me. What? Nigga, you killed somebody. Now you weren't worried about killing somebody. You weren't worried about how they felt. Now you worried about somebody ending your life. Well, that's how you felt. See that? But you weren't worried about your life back then when you was doing heroin. But now you worried about your life? Because I'm going to make you work in a mall with air conditioning for 11 hours? That's too much for you now? Wait. Now you have a problem with who your man sleep with. But you were sleeping around on men when you was in the world. Help me. Now you got a problem with multiple wives, but you had this dude that was calling you while you was with this dude dating him, while you was talking to this dude making it by yourself. Okay. Now you got a problem. Now you got issues.
That's a real sense of living the Most High, though.
Yeah, y'all gotta consider the grace, the mercy, the Most High be having on you while you sitting there acting like. Somebody look up grace for me real quick, man. Stuff's gotta get real. Things gotta get real for people in here, man. Let's look at that word grace. What you got on that grace scripture?
Grace. Grace. Grace is a simple, elegant refinement of movement. She moves through the water with enforceless.
Different type of grace. Next one.
Gratefulness, fitness, more, mercy.
Right, there you go, the mercy.
Honor, favor, honor.
Honor, go ahead.
Glory, upgrade.
Or what?
Upgrade.
An upgrade. Wow.
Upgrade.
Huh?
Upgrade.
An upgrade. That's what grace is. It's an upgrade. You was a loser, piece of crap in the world, and now I'm gonna upgrade you. See that?
Yeah, I had this upgrade phone. Another phone. Sure.
What's that, sis?
The free and unmerited favor of
Unmerited means unearned. So the free and unmerited favor of God. Y'all see that? That's grace. But what we doing? Oh, okay. Yeah, he loves me. I'm getting it. No. He loves a lot of people. He is love. If you know him, you know love. You understand? So that don't mean nothing. The devils know him. The people that got swallowed up in the wilderness knew him. They knew about love. They just rejected it. They thought, oh, okay, I get to do what I feel like now that I'm out of Egypt. No, I got these commandments that you gotta follow. 613 of them. You could do this and live, or you could begin your sentence. Y'all see that? Y'all gotta know right now that as you coming out of the world, you're beginning your sentence. You don't get to call those shots. You don't get to say, I don't like the way the jail bars look. And they still gonna close on your ass. And you better be behind them after, what was it, 10 o'clock?
What, lockdown?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You better be behind them boys.
9:30 for trip.
You know what I mean? Or else, because this is the way it's gonna go, and you better get accustomed to it. Y'all see that? There ain't no other life. Okay, you look at the laws, you look at the scriptures, you look at how brothers roll and everything. We're all prisoners of the outside. It's like if you ever been in jail, you got that one. They got the, what do they call them, the trustee?
Yeah, trustee.
Right? What's the? They had another name for them. I
You
forgot.
got trustee. You got
But basically, they're the ones that they're doing their sentence by keeping you in line. They're the ones handing you sandwiches, but they get the strike, don't you? And you get
different state though.
Yeah, here he get the old school black and white, or he get the
We had all orange.
the striped one, and you get the all orange.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He gets to walk around with his Nikes with no laces in them, and you get to walk around with some plastic flip flops.
But he get an extra tray though.
Yeah, and he get an extra tray. You know what I mean? And all you got to do is make sure you line up so the sheriff or whatever can go sit on his fat ass and not do nothing. You understand? That's what we are. We're the ones that gotta give you the bologna sandwich and tell you how to get in line so that you can serve out your sentence.
I wish I was
And if you don't like it, guess what? We just trustees. Talk to the judge. You don't like what the law has been laid down? We didn't make it. Go talk to the judge. You mad because you got a bologna sandwich? Okay, you get that back. You get 2. You get nothing. You don't like it? Talk to the judge or produce your commissary. Put in your commissary order. You understand? You got dough? Go ahead and buy your own. You see that? We just trustees, man. A lot of y'all complaining to us. You doing despite the grace of the Most High, man. You spiting what everything Christ did. Because he did that so you don't get an instant death sentence. You understand? He died on the cross so you don't get the instant death sentence. And you run around, man, we gotta get that revelation, man. You know not, you're filthy. It's Revelation 2.
What scripture you say?
Revelation chapter 2. It's after verse 4.
Revelation 2, verse 4. Oh no. It's not the one.
I don't know why I can't remember a lot of these scriptures, man. What does it say? Just look at wretched.
Oh, that's just the old Thomas, man. You got it.
No, whole time, right?
Wisdom Thomas.
Dang. Wow, I thought somebody had it already. Oh, there it is. 3 verse 17. No, let's start at verse 15. Because this is a lot of brothers and sisters' problem, man. Y'all walking around lukewarm.
Revelation chapter 3, verse 15.
You're walking around as prisoners of Yahushua and acting like you're not prisoners of Yahushua.
Right.
Yeah, you got money on the outside, but you in jail. Money don't mean nothing when you in jail. When you go to school, we'll use the other penitentiary that they train you for the main penitentiary. The other institution they put you in before they institutionalize you. Right? School. When you was in school, right? You had money. You came from a rich family? Oh, okay, cool. You don't eat this slop. We slop on this trailer. You don't eat that pizza that look like plastic. Look like it came out of an easy bake oven. You won't eat that just like everybody else, because I don't give a damn how rich your mama is. Unless you got an extra $5, you get a school lunch. Unless you've been doing extra good and your teacher say, hey, give him some extra slop. You get that slop. You understand? You should have been trained already, because school is the institution they put you in before you build a jail. They built the same way. If you ain't noticed. You go inside that schoolroom, they close the door, you got a little slot of glass that you're looking through. Behind that thick steel or wooden door. You go to jail, they close the door, you got a little slot of glass you're looking through. Look at all the teachers walk around. Look at all the niggas eat their food while you eat school lunch in detention.
I'll tell you to my prison, bro. Certain prison, you couldn't even walk. I was in one prison.
Yeah.
You couldn't even look. Like the mirror of freedom outside like this, that little mirror like this. You couldn't even look through it.
Yeah.
They kept you looking through that line.
Right.
I'm just looking to see how free was out there. I can't even look at the cars. Can't look at none of it.
You don't even get to look at freedom.
Can't even look at
That's
freedom.
not for you.
Come on, bro. Glad.
Y'all see that? But a lot of y'all walking around like as if, oh, because you was rich outside, you was rich out in the world, that you got something in here. No, you in prison now. You understand? You have money out there, but you ain't nothing in here.
So you spending your money in here on somebody else in there. You somebody who I've seen it. Bad.
I don't want to go too deep into that. But you understand?
Come.
Y'all gotta understand this, man. Now read that.
Revelation chapter 3, verse 15. I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot.
See, the Most High watching. He knows your works. That means he knows what you've been doing. That you've been over here talking about, oh, yeah, let's feed the homeless, let's do this, let's do that. And then on the other side, oh, man, we got to get together again. We got to go feed them homeless niggas again. They stink. They don't even show up. I don't even want to do this. Why we got to do this? Is this a sweatshop? Like, yeah, feed the homeless sweatshop. Yeah. Y'all see that? He knows your works. He knows what you do out there. He knows what you do outwardly, where you sit there like, I'm holy and righteous. And then he watch you on the phone with your husband. He knows your works. How you be like, yeah, man, I'm all about this truth. I'll die for the truth, nigga. And then you at home, man, I'm millions, man. Fuck up. I hate them guys. They better not call me. Every time your phone goes off, your heart starts flipping. Damn, I just caught another Pokemon. I thought they was sexy. Oh, that's just an email. Okay. Y'all see that? You're a prisoner of Christ, man. Get used to your time. Do your time. Do it with good behavior. That's how you get out of jail early. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get to be a trustee.
Good behavior.
That's how you get to be a wise overseer of the flock. Because you did your time. See, this is your problem. Keep reading, man. We gotta read this. This stuff's gonna get home.
Last precept. I would wish you were cold or hot.
I wish you were cold or hot. I wish you would either do this and not complain, or that you would not do it and shut the hell up. You understand? Look, either come feed the homeless with a smile on your face, or go sit in the home. It's not a problem. We got to sell for everybody. It's the Most High's jail. In his Father's house are many mansions, including a dungeon for your stupid ass. You understand? I got you. You don't want to do it? Cool. You're going to sit over here on the couch.
Come on.
That's where you're going to live. You ain't even going to get an 8x10. You can get a 5x2. That couch. You understand? That's where you live now. You got the clothes on your back. That's it. You understand? Because why? Because you think it's a joke. You think it's a game. You want to complain. Y'all see that? That's why some, they come up, and some, they get low. They get brought low. Because, you know what? It just ain't working out, man. I'm sitting here doing this for you, I'm doing that for you, and you ain't seeing it. You think you deserve it. You acting like you did it all yourself. You a prisoner. You understand? This ain't nothing. Whatever you think you got is a jail cell.
It's like the Italian mob. They try to have a 5-course meal in the jail cell. But lazy boy cow, you try to make your cell comfortable.
You gotta bring it to reality for people, man. It's like, they don't know about jail, man. So it's like, okay, listen, you get in your 4-bedroom house with your 1 bathroom, right? And you think you living it up. But you know what? I gotta get me some sleep. No, I can't play. I can't do this. I can't go out, walk around the neighborhood like the white man do in the middle of the night and just jog with some leggings on. You know what I mean? Nah, I'm gonna sit right here on this couch and we'll go sleep. That's a cell. That's where you live. You understand? That's where you stay. Yeah, it's big, but you live in whatever room you're in, and that's it. You understand? Then you get up, right? Take your shower, you go outside, and you get crammed in that little car, in the little cab of your car, and you sit there for a couple hours in rush hour traffic, heated, mad, upset. You're in a smaller cell, just so you can get out, get some fresh air, and walk right to work. And go sit down in your cubicle with no windows. Or sit at your cash register, right? And be there getting told what to do all day. What does that sound like to you? You in jail to jail to jail to jail. That's like when they open up your cell, they say, hey, yeah, everybody got to go to the infirmary so we can give y'all your little pills. So, some people want to say they want to kill themselves, so we're going to take y'all to the infirmary. That's your little taste of freedom. It's like, oh, man, thank you. I get to walk down the white hallway. You know what I mean? I get to look at the cute nurse for like 5 more minutes.
That's real, bro.
You pull out my good jumpsuit.
Right.
You pull out my good socks. Man, that's real.
Scrape my cookie crumbs off from what I made that spread last night.
Damn, that's real, bro. I'm glad I left your house.
That's your cell. If you don't know, go to jail to go see what it's like.
No, you don't want to see it,
If you ever been to jail, you would love the truth.
I love the truth.
You'd be like, damn, my freedom was walking down the white hallway.
No, the yellow hallway, bro.
Right.
And getting to see this nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ones that
And
get the oranges, you know what I mean?
after 6 months, though, she started looking fly. I swear, bro, she was, bro.
Yeah, after 6 months with a bunch of nasty ass dudes, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But y'all gotta see this, man. Y'all are in jail all day long. But you think you got something, okay, your cell looks better than his cell? Or you got a Lexus cell that you drive to work on the way to your next holding tank, right? You got a Lexus, but he got a Ford, so your cell better than his. You deserve more than him.
Come.
You must be better than him. We're both in a little tiny cell, man. Your car ain't even 8 by 10. You can't even move in there. You have one seat in your car. That's where you are for 2 hours till you get to work. Then you go in there and you sit in another seat for 8 hours. And somebody, yeah, do this, do that. Okay. But you live out. You know what I mean?
What we call a child.
Then you get out of there, get back in your cell, drive back to home, get out, go sit down on your bed, go to sleep. You're in jail. You understand? You're doing your sentence right now. Y'all see that? But then they say, hey, listen, part of your sentence, you're gonna come over to the school and you're gonna get class for a couple hours. I just wanted to sit in this cell. Why I gotta go to that cell? That's what you sound like. You know what I mean? That's what you sound like, whining and complaining. Like, I want to sit in my house cell, not in the school cell. I want to be around these cellmates, not those cellmates. What? You're in jail. Read the rest of that. That's why the Most High said, I wish you were cold or hot.
Verse 16.
I wish you would just do your sentence and shut the hell up. I could let you out. You understand? Go ahead.
Revelation 3, verse 16. So then, because thou art lukewarm, and neither cold nor hot.
See, because you lukewarm, because you saying you about me, but then you're doing something else, you're talking something else, you're thinking something else. Read.
I will spew thee or spit thee out of my mouth.
You're worthless.
Vomit.
You understand? You are worthless. You ain't worth spit. Go ahead.
Verse 17. Because thou sayest, I am rich.
Because you said what?
I am rich.
You're an idiot prisoner saying you're rich. No, you're in jail. You all got the same amount of money. You got some plastic flip-flops, or orange jumpsuit, and maybe you got a little more than the next man because you told them you want to kill yourself, so now you got 2 drugs. That you may be able to trade for pack of noodles.
You get 2 pack of noodles for that.
The big piece of sausage. You understand? You're still in jail. You think you're rich. You say you rich. Read.
You say,
I got grace, right? I'm rich. I'm a child of God. My melanin's worth $353 a gram. I'm rich. No, you're just black and in jail. Go ahead.
and increase with goods.
And I'm increased with goods, man. I got the Fritos. I got the hot Cheetos over here. I got the, y'all might not understand that talk, but that's rich in jail. You know what I mean?
Got snickerdoodles for days.
Sleep.
They sleep on that.
Yeah.
I got all packs of noodles, chicken and beef.
Man.
My drink.
You see that?
Bro, that's some crazy thinking, bro. I got two jumpsuits.
Psychotic thinking.
Bro, that's some crazy. Man, I think you
I used to watch the news, bro. I'm like, you're the shot caller, but you're in jail.
jail, bro.
Like, all you can do is order all you can order is nacho cheese. That's all you do. It's bigger than anybody else. You're still in jail. You sleeping on the same cot I am. You know what I mean? You ain't got no pillow. I ain't got no pillow. We all living like this. You rich? No, you're not rich. You understand? I'm rich. I'm increasing in goods. Go ahead.
Increasing goods, nothing. Okay, let me go. Verse 17.
Uh-huh.
Because thou said, I am rich and increasing goods, and I have need of nothing.
So why are you spewed out of his mouth? Because you said you was rich when you were a prisoner. You said you increased in goods when you ain't got nothing, man. You're a prisoner. Go ahead.
And know not, thou art rich and miserable.
You're not rich. You're wretched.
You ratchet.
I don't care how many hair coverings you got on, girl. You ratchet.
Yo, that's where the word come from?
Yeah, that's all they say. This country talk for ratchet. You're wretched.
You wretched. Wretched.
A lot of them sayings come from the Bible, man.
Come on, I didn't even see that, man.
Yeah.
I read the Bible a lot.
You ratchet. Go ahead.
Man, you're ratchet and miserable
And miserable.
and poor
Go ahead.
and blind.
And blind.
And
Because you can't
naked.
see you in jail. You can't see you're in prison. You're doing your sentence right now. You think you're living under the grace because church taught you, oh, you're under grace once you profess Christ. No, you're in court because you profess Christ, because you turned yourself in.
Come on.
You understand? Now the judge is going to look at you and say, okay, is he covered under Christ's blood, or is he faking like he's covered in Christ's blood? Is he a sheep, or is he a wolf with some sheep clothes on? Y'all see that? And when I say that, what I'm talking about is you're a sheep. You're of the 12 tribes. If you want to point the sign, but it's over there. You're a sheep. You're a so-called Negro, West Indian, Haitian, Dominican. You're of the 12 tribes. Judah, Benjamin, Simeon, Zebulon, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Asher, Naphtali, and Issachar. You're of the tribes, right? But you bitch and complain. Excuse my French, but you just whine and complain about every time you turn the page of the Bible. Everything you see about brothers and sisters living the Bible. I don't want to be here. I'm going to show you. You know what? I ain't got the cojones to say I don't want to be here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show up. And that better be good enough for you. Because I'm going to look at you like this the whole time. I'm going to be on my, the whole time. I'm going to show my disdain and how much I hate being here doing my sentence every day I'm here. Guess what? You go to jail, they don't give a damn about your funky ass attitude. You know what I'm saying? If it's your job to hand out bologna sandwiches, they don't care if you do it with a smile on your face or if you do it with a nasty, I smell doo-doo face on. They don't care. They're going to make you hand out bologna sandwiches. That's your job. You understand? Most High don't care. You be like, okay, what you going to do? You can either do it here or you can hang yourself. Get your sheet, tie it up real good, twist it around, put some of it around your neck, put it on the highest part of the bars, and kick your knees out from under yourself. And hope somebody don't grab you up off of there. Yeah, you got yeah. You know what I mean? Or just go push the biggest dude and let him beat you to death. I mean, those are your options.
Not take his place.
Right? Those are your options. And some of y'all looking at the bed sheet like, ooh, that's the way out. What? Go back to the world? That's your way out? You don't know you was filthy and wretched and naked and poor? You don't understand that? But, oh, you got pride. Huh? Where you get pride from? You can't afford to pay attention and you could afford to get pride? Y'all see that? You taking advantage of the grace of the Most High, man. You taking advantage of that grace that He gives to every one of His children. And what's sad is you ain't even under it yet. Like I said, you ain't even under it till you really doing the work. That's when the grace kick in. Right now, y'all just doing the sentence, man. Y'all doing AA class in jail.
You get time served. You get time off.
Yeah, that's what He's doing. He's watching your attitude while you in AA. Okay, are they actually getting rehabilitated? Okay, you know what? I'll take a month off. Oh, they're not getting rehabilitated? Okay, you gotta add another month. You're gonna sit in class for another month. You're gonna be in that condition on that couch for another month. You're gonna be walking around trying to ask for rides for another month. Because it's easy all of a sudden for me to make a poor man rich, but you, I'm gonna hold that back.
Come on.
I can easily go ahead and take one of the many cars I have sitting on one of the many dealerships and go to the manager and say, you got a spirit on you, you want to give away a car today. Brand new. Tax write-off. That's what you'll say. You can send that same kind of, just like you sent the lying spirit, you can send that good spirit to that good spirit. And then they see you walking by, you know what, man? I see you walking every day, man. I got to write one of these cars off, pick one. That's you. If you ain't believe it, watch the news, watch Facebook, man. Yeah, that brother was walking 20 miles to work every day. Some white man seen him, used to give him a ride. And after a while, he talked to some people that worked with him. Yeah, I got this guy, he's been walking to work every day for 20 years. 20 miles, back and forth. Oh, you know what? We need to help him. Started a GoFundMe account, raised $250,000 for him, put him up in a nice house. He didn't even have to touch the $250,000 to get the house. They gave him the house. $250,000 went to his kids' fund. Judah, white man helping a Judah.
Oh, that's good.
You know what I mean? It's easy for the Most High to see what you're doing every day. But why ain't you getting your blessing?
Come on.
Because you know it's not that you're filthy and wretched and naked and poor.
You stubborn.
And you stubborn as hell. And you think you got grace. But you were just trying out to get grace. You were auditioning to get grace. You understand? No, right now you just in the courtroom getting hassled by the bailiff all day.
All day.
Y'all see that? What's that?
Yeah, that's what I was reading that the other day, and you don't got grace really until you understand the law or something like that. Huh? Until you come under you know what's going on, right?
You gotta come under the blood of Christ to get that.
Right.
What's the blood of Christ? The blood is the life, right?
Life in the blood.
So until you live in, just so y'all can see that I'm not just pulling this out of some psychic wisdom I have. All right, what you got?
Romans 5.
Read that.
Read that for me. Romans chapter 5. I want you to see something about this grace. Verse. It comes with a price. A lot of us think that because, like you said, like the priest said, we get that grace moment, and we think like we're good now. Because I'm good. I done fell under grace. Read this.
Romans chapter 5. Therefore, being justified by faith, we have peace with God through our Lord Jesus Christ.
So yeah, you're right. Because I'm gonna tell you this: if it was up to, if we didn't have Christ, all y'all be dead. All of us would be dead. We've been gone. So you got to remember these things. You can't take this for granted. Read.
Verse 2. By whom also we have access by faith into his grace, wherein we stand and rejoice in the hope of the glory of Elohim, of God.
Yeah, make sure you read it right. Read it again. It don't make sense to add words if you can't read the ones there.
Right.
I'm going to read it from the top.
Verse 2. For whom also we have access by faith into his grace.
So that faith in the scriptures, that having that faith in the law, having that faith in the tradition and the blueprint of salvation that's been laid down for us, that hope. See, you hope that you actually made it enough to have that grace. You hope every day you wake up, you're like, man, I hope I did enough. Why? I'm trying to fall under that grace. You're not already there. But a lot of us, we get so high-minded, we think we're already there. Read on. Verse 3.
Verse 3. And not only so, but we glorify in tribulation.
See, the grace is built off of you going through your tribulation. That's what builds grace points. It says, by whom also we have access by faith into this grace, wherein we stand and rejoice in hope of the glory of God. And not only so, but we glory in tribulations, also knowing that tribulation worketh patience. Patience is another token that gives you the grace. Then he comes back and says, and grace, and not only so, but we glory in tribulation, also knowing that tribulation worketh patience. Read on, verse 4.
And patience experience hope. And hope maketh not ashamed, because the love of God is still abhorred in our hearts.
Now it's saying in verse 5, and hope maketh not ashamed, because the love of God is shed abroad in our hearts by the Holy Spirit, which is given unto us. These are gifts. By being patient, by having that same ability like Christ. He went through his tribulation. This is a requirement of being able to receive the grace. You got to go through these things because they build character. That character is what the Most High looks at. And how you deal with that situation to determine what type of grace you're going to get. A lot of us think we already got it because we're hanging out. You come through, like the priest said, you come through with the head wraps and fringes. You know what I mean? And you think, oh yeah, I made it to class on time. I'm under the grace. It doesn't work like, oh, I tuned in to the cable show right at 7. So I'm under the grace. That's not what he's saying. You earn this. Read on.
Verse 4.
Verse 5.
Verse 5. And hope maketh not ashamed. Verse 6.
Give me another read. You read, John. Read this. Verse 5.
Verse 5. And hope maketh not ashamed, because the love of God is shed abroad in our hearts by the Holy Ghost, which is given unto us.
So this is what grace is. Grace is Most High gave you the Spirit. This is a gift. You really didn't earn it. You didn't earn it, but you were chosen. So this is an opportunity for you to accept this gift and to be humble enough to understand how to use it. Read on.
Verse 6. For when we were yet without strength, in due time, Christ died for the ungodly.
You see that? We don't deserve this. We're the same people that couldn't stand up for nothing. But we'll fall for anything. You're the same one that sat in church and let the pastor tell you something rather than read it for yourself. You're the same one that was a part of the ministry group that knew your pastor was hitting on you, but at the same time, you thought it was cool because you were getting some special attention. Instead of understanding that's not what we're here for. Christ didn't die so you can get special attention. He died so you can suffer, so you can earn grace. Because
read that last scripture real quick, the one before that.
Verse 6.
Yes, sir.
Verse 6. For when we were yet without strength, in due time, Christ died for the ungodly.
He died for the ungodly, man. He died for your ungodly self. You understand? That was the trade-off. That's what you owe. Y'all see that? How dare you come in and start trying to judge what you see. Oh, yeah, that dude over there, he a drug dealer, he wicked. Yeah, that dude over there, he a rapist, he wicked. You in the same cell. Your court date went the exact same way theirs did. You didn't get that grace. You understand? You in the same cell. Okay, yeah. You in here next to the sister. You were pure, chaste, innocent, virgin, never touched anything, never did anything wrong with your life. Cool. But why are you in the same cell with the murderer and the rapist and the drug dealer? Because the judge looked at you just like he looked at them. He looked at your wicked, evil, deceitful heart, and he said, you know what? You need some pride smashed out of you. You're going to put up with some stuff you don't like. I got these rules here, and you're going to abide by those, and we're going to smash that pride up out of you. Y'all see that? And we're going to have a rule that makes everybody hate this. Oh, you rich, you got sheep all over the place, you can give a daily sacrifice? Cool. I got another rule for you. You can't look at nobody else's wife. What? Oh, cuz. For how long? For life. Or until you get right. Damn. Oh, yeah, you know what? I never looked at another dude's wife. Why would I even wear another man's pants? Come on, bro. You can't steal. Okay. But, like, for how long is that? You gotta forgive your brother every time you step on your toes in whatever way he can. Well, how long? Like, till 7 times? Nah, till 70 times 7 times. Take him out. You understand that was a sentence he was giving Peter? How oft shall my brother sin against me and I forgive him? You're a prisoner. Maybe you do it until I say stop. You understand? This is your sentence. You understand that? That's what y'all got. You got a sentence, man. Christ died for you. He died. You live out your sentence. You do the time he was that he should have done, or you should have done for what you did. You understand? To how long? It don't matter. I got a rule for everything in your spirit. That's what he was doing with them coming out of Egypt. Oh, y'all looked it up, man. Y'all was living fat. Cool. You can't eat pork, shrimp, crab, lobster. None of the Egyptians was eating. What? Huh? I can't, not the scarabs. Well, they used to boil them. No, you can't eat that. Y'all see that? But hey, man, but listen, I gotta holler at a woman I don't know and like try to get to know her and persuade her to be my woman. I can't just take her in a room and rape her. We did that. That's what we was doing in Egypt. Nah, I got something for you. Everything there was a sentence for. That's what that 40 years in the wilderness was. That's what the law was. The law was your schoolmaster. What's your schoolmaster? That's your trustee. That's the sheriff walking around your cell, making sure you get up in the morning, making sure you go give your daily sacrifice, making sure you come home, making sure you treat your woman right, making sure you treat your kids right, and you better watch how you treat them animals. Got a rule for that. Y'all see that? Everything. And you, where your fringes at? You gonna get right. I got something for everything you do. How you dressing? Nah, you don't get to dress that way. You gonna wear your garments all the way to the floor. Nah, that see-through stuff you was wearing in Egypt. Take that, burn that. This is what you gonna wear. I got a commandment for everything. This is how you gonna build your house. You don't get to build no skyscraper. You get 3 stories. You better have a battlement so when somebody can come on your roof, they don't fall off. This how you. There was a law for everything. You had to kill your pride to obey the law. Y'all see that? It was to chisel out all that pride, and you still had niggas in the wilderness, living in a tent in dirt, acting like they was somebody. We got the spirit just like you, Moses. Most High talked to us too. But he talked to me face to face. You know, I ain't gonna say nothing. You deal with him. Y'all niggas prideful. You ain't understanding we're all doing a sentence right now. We're all doing this time in the wilderness together. Ain't nobody better than nobody. I'm just a trustee. That's what they want to understand in the wilderness, man. You understand? We're going to get that Jude 1 verse 4 too. But
no, I was gonna say this. You know, a lot of people don't know what a life sentence is until you see people leave and come back, and you know you ain't getting out. That's what a life sentence is. A lot of us, we be in denial. You'll be in denial. You'll think there's some way out of this. Like if I just hang out for a little while, they'll find leniency and let me out. God, that's how you look at the truth sometimes. You're like, if I just do my time the right way without saying nothing to these niggas, maybe I'll get out.
I ain't gotta make friends.
Yeah, I'll just do my time.
You better make friends in jail.
Yeah. You know, it's funny because when you got life sentence and 20 years go by and you still ain't getting out, that's when it kicks in. Because you've been like, they'd be like, how long you got? 20 years? How long you been here? 20 years? How many more years you got? 20 years? I ain't never getting out. That's what the truth is. But what we try to do is we try to figure if maybe the judge wrote something wrong on the paperwork and I'll find the technicality and get out. That's how you look at the truth. Like, well, if I'm married to a man and he leaves, I can leave with him. Technically. Because he brought me in. And if you try to find these loopholes, you don't understand. It's a life sentence. Every time you try to dip, Most High smash your ass and put you right back. But you come back with a limb crushed. Right? You come back with a spiritual glitch. You got to work on that same thing you try to run from.
Yeah, you just got time added to your sentence. Oh, you tried to escape? Oh,
on top of it.
They didn't even cancel sentences for escaping from jail when they was innocent. Like, I'm innocent, man. I gotta get out of here. Yeah, we found you innocent, but you escaped from jail. That's 20 years. What? Wait, you locked me up and I was innocent, but you gonna get back because I got out my way? Yeah, you don't get out your way. You get out our way when we figure it out. You think they didn't get that from the Most High? That's how he deals with y'all, man. You understand? I mean, come on. We see all this stuff in the world. I'm using all these analogies because y'all done got all the scriptures. We done gave y'all grace, mercy. I done stepped on all your scriptures on accident because I know them by heart. You understand? We done did it so much we don't remember what grace and mercy actually means. You ain't there yet. That's what it means. Let's make it real for you. You're not under grace yet. You understand? You're doing your sentence right now. And you're trying to get off of good behavior right now. And we don't determine it. The Most High determines it. You understand? So when you get around and I ain't gotta make friends in here. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna make friends with nobody. I'm just myself.
Yeah, I listen to Zero in the car.
Right?
Come here, do me.
Yeah.
I don't mess with you niggas like that, really. You know, Jesus got us together. That's it.
That's it. If it weren't for Christ, I wouldn't even be around you. Okay. Now you ain't got no friends and you in jail? You want to really be alone. That's real loneliness. Nobody even want to talk to you to pass the time. You and your thoughts 24 hours a day. Come on, man. You don't want that life. But some of y'all trying to get it because you think you got grace. You think you've earned grace. That's an oxymoron. You can't earn grace. The whole definition of grace is it's unmerited favor. You can't earn it. It's given to you. The judge sees you in the crowd. You got holy clothes on. Oh, damn, you had a kid. I see that in your record. You can go. Time served. Debt paid. That's grace. Y'all see that? Finish, wait.
Yeah, no, yeah. Go ahead. No, because,
I'm going to get you, but let it finish.
Go ahead. Where you at?
Verse 7.
Tell me where you at.
This is Romans chapter 5, verse 7.
Read on.
For scarcely for a righteous man will one die, yet peradventure for a good man some will even then to die.
You see that? Christ died for us and we ratchet. So this is something that it wasn't even deserved. Like we didn't deserve this, but Christ gave this to us. This was a gift. So scarcely will it, like, you know, we got that homie that say, man, I'll die for you. But come on, man, and that's in wickedness. Nigga won't even die for you for something right. As soon as it get thick, nigga scat. Oh, gotta go, nigga. My girl, hey, man, listen. They're not trying to do what Christ did. No one can do what Christ did. That's why it's a gift. It's something that was given to you. You didn't earn this. Read on.
Verse 8. But God commended his love towards us in that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us.
You see that? That grace is Christ is Most High's love. Because the opposite of the Most High's love is the Most High's hate. And you're not getting grace. That's when you make enemies with the Most High. You can't go to war. There's a song that says you can't. Your arm's too short to box with God.
You know, right on that. I gotta get the scripture, man. We gotta go to Jude 4. Right before Revelation, Jude verse 4. It's only one chapter.
Verse 4. I got it. Jude.
I gotta get this because this goes right along with what you're saying right here. Read that.
Jude 4. For there are certain men crept in awareness.
Crept in unawares.
Unawares,
meaning there's people that came in, and for one, certain of us trustees weren't aware that they were so niggardly, and then they crept in unaware of the fact that they was prisoners. They crept in here thinking they was still the rich boy on the block. They crept in thinking they was still the shot caller they were before they came in. Oh, I'm still the baddest bit. Okay. Now you're in jail. Now you're in the same jumpsuit as that one, and that one, and that one, right? You crept in unawares, unaware of your situation. Go ahead.
Who were before of old ordained to this condemnation.
This is what I was talking about. You were already condemned to this condemnation. The Most High already said, you know what? You're going to come in this truth, and you're going to live this life. You're going to get this work. He already said it before you came in. Jeremiah 1:5, before I formed you in the belly, I knew you. And I gave you orders that you were going to be a prophet to the nations. And your ass thought being a prophet to the nations meant you got to wear a $10,000 suit and jump back and forth. And guess what that means? Prophets was getting run away from the whole nation, getting ready to be killed for the whole nation. They was getting spit on and beat up and dumped in. Jeremiah was buried in mire up to his neck until somebody reminded the king that he was buried up in doo in the sewer up to his neck for months. You understand? And you thought you was coming in to live a good life because the preacher told you, look at me, don't I got a nice car? Oh, you gonna live this dumb doo-doo. You understand? I gave you these orders before I made you, man. You were before of old ordained to this condemnation, man. You were the ungodly man back then. You understand? You were filthy and wretched and naked and poor. That's you. Okay,
Ungodly man, turning the grace of our God into lasciviousness.
Now you coming in turning the grace of the Most High into lasciviousness, into filthiness, man. You over here, he gave you that grace, man. He said, okay, you know what? I'm going to go to trustee. Man, you mean I got to talk to people? You mean I actually got to care about these sisters? You know what? I actually got to meet with them and hang around them? I thought I just had to be here. That's where you get the sister. Do I got to be your wife? Can I just come to class?
I don't really want to follow that.
I don't want to say the punishment is more than I can bear, Cain. That's who you are when you do that. Wait a minute, you can have multiple. Yes, I can do that.
Oh,
I might not ever do it. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, but it's an option. But you're in jail, so you don't get to call the shots. This is your sentence. But you was unaware. You crept in here and you was unaware of what it took to serve the Most High. What it took to be a prisoner of Yahushua. So you thought as soon as you came in the door, you was, I'm going from street corner to lifestyles of the rich and famous. There's a reason that show didn't last. Because everybody that was watching it ain't got it like that. Where you at?
Listen, before he does it, just off what you just said, because it go right with what you just said. Jump up to verse 10. I want you to see this.
Verse 10. But these speak evil of those things which they know not.
Right.
But what they know naturally, as brute beasts, in those things they corrupt themselves.
Read.
Woe unto them, for they have gone in the way of Cain, and ran greedily after the error of Balaam for reward.
He said you went in the way of Cain. That's what you sound like. That's your spirit. You understand? When you start complaining about the method of you being taught, I don't like this method I'm getting taught in. This ain't feeding my spirit the right way. Guess what? You're Cain. The punishment is more than I can bear. Nigga, you killed people. You sold drugs. You gangbanged. Or the flip side, you was absolutely just plain worthless. You have played video games your whole life and you barely see in the sun right now. You know what I mean? You just went and worked a job and went home all your life and you was basically doing nothing but blowing in the wind. And you was worthless, and now you coming in here acting like you rich. You're a prisoner now. You got to do a sentence now for all that sloth you did.
Sometimes it's hard.
See that? Because you got those who was busy in wickedness, you gonna get your correction. Then you got your hands just slothful. You get corrected for being slothful. Y'all see that? Either way, you're gonna serve the same sentence. That's how the Most High do it. And you forget. You filthy and wretched and naked and poor. What did you want to say?
And then in verse 10 it says, but these things speak evil. It says, but these speak evil of things which they know not.
Yeah.
That's why you'll sit up in here and you'll spit that venom to another person because you don't understand the scriptures. Yeah. You do err not knowing the scriptures. So you will spit that. That's evil. And then he comes. It says, but what they know naturally as brute beasts, because naturally you a backbiter, you a murmurer, naturally you a complainer. You come in, you always got something to say, you got an opinion. That's naturally a brute beast can't be controlled. So you think you're gonna bring that same attribute under the grace? You're gonna gather all your imperfections and throw them in a bag and go hang out with grace?
That scripture is literally cussing at y'all, man. You're Cain. You're a brute beast. You know what a brute beast is? A brute means you're stupid. It's crazy. He already calling you a beast, like you're a dog or a cat or a cow or something. You know what I mean? But now you're a stupid beast. Man. Like I got a stupid dog. I got the three other dogs that's just retarded. I'd be like, sit. She get up, walk down the block, come back here. She'll run away, and she'd be the first one there when the food come out. Like, I hate you right now. Y'all want to kick your teeth in, and you gonna walk right up to me. You're a stupid beast, man. That's how brothers and sisters be, man. He called you stupid beast, man. Like, okay, you gonna sit around all my sheep. When I said you've done it unto the least of these, you've done it unto me. You gonna sit around all them and with an attitude, and you did that to me while I was watching you through their eyes. And you were sitting there with an attitude and acting like they couldn't talk to you and you was better than them. And you gonna walk right up to me when you want some money for your rent? You a brute, you a stupid animal, man. You gotta be out of your damn mind. That's the Most High cussing you out, man. He's cussing out that fake, phony spirit that be on brothers and sisters. That, yeah, I'm doing it. See me doing it. Okay. I'm here. I was there. I was with them. Okay. We took you out for flyers. He was hollering at chicks the whole time. He was scratching out the school number and putting your number in there. Come on, man. You was there. But yeah, we see you was there. They're calling your phone right now. Yeah, you was there. Yeah, you got some thimble prints in your fingers and everything. You sold some garments, but they look like crap. The whole time, every sister there was trying to figure out what the hell was wrong with you, and you ruined the whole spirit of everything that was going on. You think this is a sweatshop? We didn't get y'all together to sew garments. We got you together to be sisterly, to grow in love, so that when the Most High watch, He can let you off of good behavior. Just like He did for me. It's like He gave me a trustee position. And when I say that trustee position, that's exactly what the scriptures call us. You know what I mean? They call us that in so many words. You understand? That we was entrusted with the dispensation of the gospel. Shepherds of the flock, feed my sheep. You understand? A shepherd ain't just a shepherd. A shepherd works for somebody. You understand? It's a job. We got that position because we was with little sheep. You know what I mean? We got off of good behavior, right? We trying to bring y'all to that position at least. But a lot of y'all just, I want to be the bad prisoner. I want to be the unruly one. I want to be the one that gets the hole every other week.
The tough guy.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna let you know, man, the Most High, not us, the truth, the Most High has set things up to break you. To break you. You understand? He set things specifically up. Every one of y'all, I guarantee you. I could ask you, I'll be like, hey, what's your problem with the truth? If you're being honest, you know, well, shoot, I don't really like the way y'all do it. Oh, there you go. Guess what? It's a scripture though. It ain't me. I didn't write it. It's right there. Oh yeah, but I don't believe in it. I didn't write it. Every one of y'all, the Most High put something in there to just pick at you. You understand? And you know what it does? He watches to see, okay, what's it doing to her? Okay, I got you. You know what? I'm gonna let you off of good behavior. You ain't gonna have to suffer with that. You know what I mean? Yeah, you ain't have to worry. Your husband is gonna be a one woman only anyway. He's already got it in his spirit. He just told you about that. Or he just counseled you through that part, but he ain't even about that life. He only gonna be you and him forever. Oh, you got an attitude? Okay, cool. I'm gonna bring him replacement number one. Come on through, step through. You see her, right? He gonna bring her right to his attention. You know what I mean? Look at her, man. Brother gonna be sitting there like playing a game on his phone. Like, hey, you see that? Brother be saying, oh, I didn't see her. Wow, I'm in love. Oh my God, I need her. And she already got fringes on. What? You gonna bring that right up? Just because you wouldn't get past that demon. Just because you wouldn't, oh, okay, you gonna keep smoking weed on the low? I got something for you. I already made a law about it, but you know what? It's cool, it's cool. You keep doing what you're doing. I got something for you. I already made a rule specifically against it just to see if you was gonna fight that to get to me. But it's okay, I got something for you. I got a replacement for you. You see that? You know what? Even better. I'm gonna give you over to that. Go live that life. See if your weed pay your rent. See if your weed give you grace. See if your weed keep you from all the dangers in the world. I got something for everybody. Y'all see that? He set before you blessing and cursing, life and death. He did it so that you would choose life. So you would choose it. It's like when you go to jail, you got a choice. You could be the good guy. You could be the, hey, you know what? I'm balancing everything out. I'm not the super good guy to where I let niggas just run trains on me in the middle of the night and I just wake up crying to the warden. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm not the a-hole that's coming in there acting like I call the shots and being in line running trains on a poor little weakling. That's right. See that? I'm that just right so I can get the hell up out of here. Because I know they watching and I know I can get off with good behavior. That's what I'm trying to do. See that? Hey, you know what? I'll polish your shoes. I got you. Come on in. You know what I mean? I'm that guy. That's what you're supposed to be while you serving your sentence here. Oh, Christ, while he was doing his sentence, he got down and did what? Wash the niggas' feet? Okay, I'll wash your feet. Y'all see that? He did his sentence, and then what? He got his reward. You know what? You out with good behavior. You're gonna die. You know what? I'll put you back in your body. Come up here and sit on my right hand forever. That's how good behavior works. Y'all see that? You know what? You're the warden now. That's book. Yeah. Most High gave it to him in Daniel's. Gave him all the power and authority and all that. While all them Torah onlys are saying, oh, Christ ain't in the Old Testament. Ain't no other Savior but the Most High. Well, then who was that he was giving his power and authority over to in Daniel? You understand? Who was that angel? He said, my name is in him in Exodus. Y'all see that? He said, my name is in him. He didn't say, I'm in him. He said, my name is in him. Y'all see that? We got to consider these things, man. He gave Christ that position. He gave Christ that for good behavior, for doing all things as unto the Most High and not unto men. Y'all see that? For not taking the grace of the Most High and turning it into lasciviousness. Oh, you believe in that? Okay, now I got a reason to just stomp all over your spirit every time you come home. Oh, I'm gonna argue with you all day and all night about this one. You ain't gonna let this, I ain't letting this go. This is my thing. You better let that shit go. You better drop that, man, because the Most High's watching you carry that load. He's watching you like, oh, you like that cross. You like this punishment. You one of them jail people. You are institutionalized. You like being in the library, in jail. You just stay there, file books for life. You could be that guy. You could have got out with good behavior, but you want to beat people with your trade. You want to beat the other inmates and all that. So guess what? You won't be here for a long time. Y'all see that? That's why some of y'all conditions don't change. No growth, no forward mobility, no aid. Hey man, the Most High blessed me, man. He got my rent paid for like 3 months. Got this nice crib. You got brothers that can go to another state with nothing and end up with a nice crib, a car, food, furniture. You know what I mean? Just off of, hey, we teach truth, we do this. Oh, you know what? Let me help you out. You got people that are like that. Then you got brothers and sisters that have been here for 15, 16 years just sitting there like, why? If nothing changes. You don't understand. You don't understand. I love that one. Just, you don't understand all the way into hell. You're crept in and you're unaware. That's what the scripture is telling you, man. You're unaware. You're a prisoner. Wake up. Learn that you're a prisoner. Get off of good behavior. You understand? But right now, you're turning the grace into lasciviousness. Somebody look that up for me, man. Lasciviousness. You got to get that Jude 4 again, man. Read that again.
Jude chapter 1 and verse 4. For there are certain men crept in unawares, who were before of old time ordained to this condemnation. See that? A lot of y'all crept in and you are unaware that the Most High had this place set for you to live your sentence. Go ahead. You ain't woke up to it yet. You ain't woke up to the fact that you're a prisoner of Yahweh Shai. You understand? He's the warden now. You're the prisoner. He was a trustee. He was an inmate. He did get executed. Now he's the warden. Now you're the prisoner. You understand? But you're unaware. What you got, Abishai?
It says inclined to lustfulness, wanton.
See that? You're inclined now to your lust. Now I'm in the jail, but I want this, and I want that, and I want this. Nigga, you're in jail. You don't get to do what you want. You can't play with everything that comes in your, oh, I'm just gonna eat this and eat that and eat that. No, there ain't no filet mignon in your cell. sorry. You get noodles. Tomorrow night, beef flavored noodles. After that, chicken flavored noodles. Oh, you a Jew? We gotta skip your night. It's pork flavored noodles tonight. There's an apple. Right? It's an orange. You better call in whoever got your spread ready. Someone better owe you money. Y'all see that? It's pork sausage night tonight. Because they be looking good, huh? Hey, they give you that something like this damn big. It's just like 1,000% pork. Like we just extra pork.
What you gonna eat?
It's just the lips.
Yeah.
It's just the lips.
Brown nose pork.
Yeah, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I hate you, bro. Give me y'all.
Hey. Yeah, I mean, come on. It didn't take long. I picked up everything in there. But it made me notice that there ain't no condition out here that I'm going to complain about.
I can't complain about nothing.
Yeah. Come on, man. Nothing out here you can complain about.
I get in my feelings a little bit, but I can't complain though.
Yeah. But see, you turn the grace of the Most High into, I'm about my lust now.
Come on, your desires.
I'm gonna chase my desires. I'm gonna chase what I feel like doing. Or you find out, oh yeah, you slipped up and did that. You slipped up and went smoke weed. Or you went slipped up and went bang this dude's wife. Or you went and did this and just hit off this lady. What's wrong with you, man? Don't you know you're a prisoner? Well, I gotta report every hour because you're a prisoner of your house side. Well, I gotta do what some man tells me to do. I'm liberated. I'm a 90s woman. Okay, you're a prisoner of your house side. Is it echoing enough? You understand? You don't get no privileges no more. That's over for you. And all you gotta do, your sentence ain't breaking rocks. Your sentence is what? What did y'all do Saturday, sisters? Like, y'all served homeless people food that didn't even show up, and y'all got to eat it? Oh my God. The punishment is more than I can bear. Like, really? You had to eat an open boat Chipotle for yourself? For free? What? Oh, wait, y'all paid me $10. I forgot. All you can eat. Because nobody else touched it.
I ate about 3 or 4
Right. Life is hard. And you got the nerve to sit here and turn the grace of the Most High into I deserve to play to my lust.
Come on.
I deserve to go smoke some weed once in a while because I got to relieve the stress of being a prisoner of your house side. When you being a prisoner means you get 3 hots in the cot, you got a roof over your head. Some of y'all got PlayStation 4s in your house, got big screen TVs, got cars, got shoes on your feet. And you think that means you're a prisoner? You think that's the hard life you gotta smoke away your problems from? Come on, man. Listen, we finish the rest of that. I'm gonna let you go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Ungodly men.
You're an ungodly person, man. You don't have the Most High in your thoughts. Go ahead.
Turning the grace of our power into lasciviousness.
What was lasciviousness again? Sis? Stay with me. Don't zone out.
An inclined to lustfulness, wanton.
You're inclined to lustfulness. You're wanton. What else?
You're dirty.
You're what?
It says you're dirty. Naughty. You're dirty and naughty. It says smutty. It also says lustful and
smutty. Look where your thoughts have gone because you turn the grace of the Most High into I get this time. I get to do this.
Come on.
I get to feel like this. I get to get an attitude. I get to act like I don't want to be around. I'm going to play to my lust. I don't want to be around people, then that's what I'm going to play to. I don't want to do the work, that's what I'm going to play to. I want to be lazy, that's what I'm going to play to. Y'all see that? You're going to turn the grace of the Most High, that he ain't killed you yet, that's the grace. you don't turn that into now you deserve something. That's insane, man. The Most High, don't y'all know the Most High hates a poor man with pride? He said a poor person with pride is an abomination to him. You understand? Go ahead.
Come.
Was that it on that?
Nah.
Read on. I'm talking about his definition. Go ahead. Read.
Turning the grace of our power to lasciviousness and denying the only Lord Most High.
Okay, what else are you doing?
Denying the only Lord Most High.
How are you denying the Most High? Y'all see that? No, yeah, he ain't never did nothing for me. That was all me. Wait a minute. When we met you, you was homeless. When we met you, you was on the verge of getting your lips stretched out just so you could make your next weed hit. When we met you, you was broke, penniless, stupid, retarded, borderline, and now you think you made you? You was the angry person, and now you're the calm person everybody knows about, and you think you did that all on your own?
Come on.
You think you just angrily worked your anger out?
Unbelievable.
No, that was people around you being calm and peaceful and teaching you an example of how not to get angry about stuff.
Come on.
And you followed that. That was people around you putting you in through the Most High, putting you in situations where you had to say,
Yup, come on.
okay, God.
That's true.
I'll do that.
I do.
So that you could be a professional when you went out to the world and they were like, damn, I swore that was going to piss you off. But you just calm. The hell you think you learned that from?
It's like
You think you just did that on your own? That's what you done did, man. You act like you made you. So now the grace of the Most High is turned into smuttiness, filthiness, naughtiness. Because you act like I made me. So I get to do what I feel like. Because I don't need no laws of the Most High, because he ain't the one that changed me into this.
Right. You forgot about the pills you had to take to function. The diagnosis your doctor hit you with
right
before you came into the truth.
I don't know who you was talking to that came out of diabetes, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, did they make them or did somebody teach them? You know what I mean? Did somebody show them and say, hey, listen, this is what you got to do? And they had to humble to
30
that.
years.
30 years.
30 years, man. Stop.
Yeah. Y'all see that? Y'all gotta wake up, man. You didn't make you become what you are. I remember every single one of y'all as you came in, and I know who you are now. For sisters that are barely seeing, like Edith back there, look at the people around you. I know all of them, and they was all filthy and wretched and naked and poor. All right, just like you gonna be in some way, some manner or another. Watch out, yeah. Just like you gonna be in some way or another. All of them were at some way or another. But humility gets you to the point they are now. Humility gets you to the point where you're able to drop the word and go through the pressures of life without wanting to put a gun in your brain. You understand? Humility does that. Being able to say, you know what, this is what the Most High. This is what the Most High said I got to go through. That's what I'm going to go through. Job didn't do nothing wrong, and he took a sentence. This was the Most High. Naked came I in, naked will I go out. I didn't make me. The Most High made me. If that's how it's going to be, then that's how it's going to be. This is what he wants me to do, then that's what he ordained before I was born. Those are my orders. That's how I march. Y'all see that? It's humility that's going to get you up to that level. You don't believe it? Watch Shawshank Redemption. You know what I mean? Like how did Andy get to be right next to the world? I'm humble. I'm doing the books. You know what I mean? Don't take it all the way there because he had to do some strange things too. Right? You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Be smart about how you work this life. You understand? Don't do it with pride and I can do what I want and I made me and all. When you start seeing that progress, when people start showing you that progress that is in you, don't act like you did it. I hate when cats do that, man. I see why the Most High be smashing people with pride because it's like, you know, you tell them, oh yeah, good job on this. Well, all I did was this. No, all you did was obey the scriptures. Just keep it short and simple. All you did was get grace for the bad shit you did when you was in the world, and you humbled down to what the Most High dropped to you, and now He's giving you a little grace. That's what you did. That's the most that you did. There ain't nothing, no works you did. You didn't do no 80 cartwheels and got a gold medal. No, you lived today, and you didn't act like them brute beasts out in the world. That's all you did. That's all your accomplishment is. And you did it with a willing mind and a sincere heart. Y'all see that? Those who come back from me, yeah, we made like 700 a day, man. Oh yeah, man. Hey, so why, man? Barack, I tell you how. Well, what happened was I was doing this and I did that. I just said, Barack, I tell you how. I'm trying to help you acknowledge the Most High did that for you. You would do nothing but stand there. Right? They're like, you did backflips down the hall, and then they was like, wow, look at that guy. We gotta buy whatever he's selling. Nah, you stood there, so we walked up. I like that smell. What is that? Buy 3 bottles of that. Damn, okay. And all you did was say, you know what? The Most High says stand here, so I'm standing here. That's the extent of your works. That's the extent of what he ordered you to do in your sentence. Right? And some of y'all mad. Some of y'all trying to change that and act like you got rights now. There's some prisoners in jail. Let me sit there. I got rights. I'm a human being. No, you're not. You must not have read the law, bro. You're not a human being. That's why you're in here. You're cattle. You're a number now. You know what I mean? Watch what they do to you. I'm gonna show you what they do at the stockyard. We're gonna watch that channel on the TV with the 1, 2, 3 channels. We're gonna watch that channel. You're gonna see what they do to the cows. Go ahead, go ahead. Move them over there. Then they get over there and they ask, get over there. And then they move over there. And then when you're in the tank, right? Okay, we're going over this tank. You think you're getting out. You gonna see the judge, oh no, I'm just in a different tank. What the hell is this? And you sit there for about 3 hours. And, oh yeah, we remember John was down here. Hey, go, let's go. Oh, we get out? No. Well, this tank. What the hell is this? Every time, like every step of the way, they make you feel like you getting out. You just, you know what I mean? They send the little red cards through.
That's after you make that.
Yeah, what's up?
This is for the record, right? Like I know, like the word and everything that y'all teach here is really from your house because.
Whose phone is that? That's yours? Whose is that? Turn your phone on, please. What were you saying?
Yeah, I was saying like the things that we teach, things that we teach here, what y'all teach here at this camp. I know it's from your house because like I'm being honest with you, right? Like back then I would probably snap. Like I want somebody, you know what I mean, like for real, like 'cause that's how I am. But as I see, like I'm learning how to be patient, kind. Like this ain't even me.
Right.
For real, like. It's amazing. Like y'all, like I'm not joking, bro. Like I'm on some real. Like this is amazing to me. Like it worked. It worked, man. Because I be biting my tongue, back in the day I bite my tongue, look for okay. But now I bite my tongue, back. You gotta run from that, man.
Right.
Like I said it to myself this the other day. Like I be talking to myself. I be thinking I'm crazy. Like, yo, you learning, bro? Like I said in my head, like, yo, you learning patience. You learn how to you learn like I'm really learning from ISB HPK. I'm reason I say that because that's for the record. You know what I mean? I'm learning from you brothers, man. And
you learn from the Most High.
I was the Most High. You know what I mean? Well, for you trustees, man, I'm really learning how to bite my tongue and how to, and you know, because you know you can get into that whole mindset. I'm a grown man, bro.
Right.
But also real, like I'm not a grown man. I'm a child in this faith.
Yeah.
I'm a kid in this faith, bro. Especially being humble from things like I be in my head like, can I say I ain't know, but I be in my head, I used to be a third in command.
Right.
I gotta start over. And people younger than me, woo. I know more than him, bro. That's the devil. That's Satan, man. Trying to build division with me. So I know.
How does he work? He worked through that process.
And then being in prison and learning how you come with this, and like I can laugh now. Y'all be think I be joking. Like I can laugh today,
Right.
and I'm grateful. Look, this may sound crazy, but I'm grateful for the rebukes. I'm grateful for the all that, the being humble, all that, man, because I'm learning, man. I ain't never learned before.
And
Just
you know
get me
what?
out of prison.
That's the example to follow because there's a lot of the reason this class had to come out is there's a lot of brothers and sisters that ain't thankful for that. They are not thankful that the Most High brought them out of these situations. Y'all see that? They think they really got something to complain about because they gotta follow the Bible.
I ain't got nothing to complain about.
In jail, you ain't following the Bible. You follow whatever some man cooks up. Then when you go to school, you know, I can use either institution, whatever you want. When you go to school, you're not following the Bible. You're following what some man made up. Oh, the earth is round. It travels at 186,000 miles per second. Really? The speed of light? The earth is just spinning around at the speed of light. I should be able to blink and be in another galaxy somewhere if it's traveling that fast. Well, okay, I'll give you that. Christopher Columbus discovered America. Oh, okay. He killed a bunch of Indians who was already living here. Okay. You went with whatever this man made up. And now you come in the truth and like, I ain't gonna follow no man. What? You ain't free. He said, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Future tense. You're going to learn the truth, and on good behavior of you actually exercising the truth, then you're going to be made free. That's when you will get off of good behavior. It's going to happen in an instant just because you know. You understand? Okay, now that you know, now that you got knowledge, now you will get understanding of the truth. So you're going to thoroughly know the truth. You understand? That means you're going to live it. You're going to live all of it. You're going to, Ecclesiastes chapter 2, whatsoever is brought upon you, take it cheerfully. You're going to do that. You're going to really get to know this work. You're going to get to know Job, because you're going to live his life. You're going to get to know Christ. You're going to live his life. You're going to get to know Paul, because you're going to live his life. And what you saw in the movies. You understand? They just walked around, talked soft, everybody loved them. Threw leaves. You know what I mean? That's all you saw of Christ in the movie, man. All he's doing is throwing food and throwing leaves in front of him. Oh, that life. And you just, what did you do? You just hit the pause button when he was getting beat and nailed to the cross? What the hell happened to you? Like, Passion of Christ, your TiVo didn't work that day? You didn't get that? You gotta be tripping to think that you're gonna come in this life and all of a sudden everything you just gonna agree with. It's made for you to. What do you say about Christ? It's a stumbling block and a rock of offense. What do you say about the law? That the law is gonna catch you and snare you. Either way, cover to cover, Old Testament, New Testament, the whole book is made to piss you off. You understand? That's what it's made for. It's either made to piss you off or to say, you know what? I'm good. I can take anything. I'm prepared because I read the book. I know what's coming. Y'all see that? Nothing's gonna piss me off because I already see it coming. I already know people gonna talk to me a certain way because I read the book. I already know I might be in a David situation where I gotta be up under a person that I hate and can't despise, or that hates me or despises me, but I still gotta say, you know what? That's the Most High's anointing. How many foreskins you want? I got you.
200.
100? I got 2 for you.
God, that was crazy.
See what I'm saying? Well, you just chuck a javelin at me? Rock that hour, you missed. What you need now? Oh, you want to play the harp for you now? I got you. I want to play the sweet. Not with an attitude. Not where I bring more demons in. Nah. He played that harp so sweet the demons left off of Saul. After Saul chucked a javelin at him. You're ready for this life, man. You watched the wrong version of the movies, man.
Charleston Heston.
Yeah, you was watching that life. You was watching that, what's her name? Elizabeth Taylor. You was watching the little Purple Eyes do her thing. You was watching that kind of life where everything just looked glamorous and clean. You know what I mean? Where the angel of death was just a green mist you just had to avoid by stepping inside a building. No, that was all metaphorical. You had to cover yourself in the life of Christ to get away from that death. You understand? That means you had to take that lamb and cut its throat, your only choice lamb that you love, and then take his blood and just be all immersed in it, dip it all over your post, and just show how, look, I killed my favorite lamb. Asshole, you just made me kill my sheep, man. You had to do that. You understand? You had to live that life of sacrifice. That's what this is about. You understand? If you can't accept that part, if you still got an attitude because that's what your life is, leave. Go be happy. Stop turning the grace of the Most High into lasciviousness because he said it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. He said if you offend one of these little ones, it'd be better than a millstone be tied around your neck and you cast into the sea, man. That means he wants you at the bottom of his sight. He wants you at the part where he ain't even looking at you. He wants you down with the crabs where they can just pick apart your flesh and you not be recognized by any human being alive. Be out of the way where even the fish can't follow your bad example. You understand? Have the whole millstone tied around your neck and drop to the trench. You know what I mean? Drop down into the mile down trench where only the fish with the little light on his antenna could catch an attitude looking at you. Come on. We don't need you and your attitude. Take your ass and cast yourself into the sea. Hopefully, some of y'all make it till next class. You know, I will find out y'all hung yourself in yourself. Some people was looking too dreamy when I said that. Wait a minute, what? There's a way out. It's not that bad. Trust me. It ain't that bad. Yeah. All you gotta do for men, when you see that fat booty run this way jiggling, you look that way. That's all you gotta do. That's your life. It's that simple. You understand? All you gotta do, sisters, is when you see that little dude with the six-pack on TV, put the TV off. Don't sit there and lust after that. You understand? When you see them, man, I'm watching Friday for the 50th time in a row because I like this part where he, see how he inhaled, see how the weed smoke come out his nose like that? Man, I miss that life. I used to be able to draw the dartboard and the dart with the smoke. You know what I mean? Nah, instead of doing that, turn from that. That's all you gotta do. That's your life now. That's your sentence. You don't get to party like the people outside. No, you get to deal like an inmate. A prisoner of Christ, though, where he's a righteous warden. Where he makes sure you get your 3 meals, they're kosher, you're good. Your bed ain't a cot where you wake up and bang your knee on the metal part. You know what I mean? Yeah, your bed ain't a concrete slab. You understand? This is your life now. You don't have no problems, but now you got people pissing on that, man. You know what I mean? They're gonna bite their hand to feed them before they even eat. That's what's funny. Like, dang, we ain't even brought you out of your old life. Yeah, we was gonna give you job opportunities. We was gonna put you up, you know, maybe have you a room and everything. You ready to leave? Cause you judging the warden? You judging the trustee? Trustee's job is just to make you comfortable. Show you how to maneuver. Stay away from Bubba over there. That nigga he rough.
Yeah. That's crazy.
But I like Bubba. Okay. What do you think? Watch him rape your spirit. He gonna rape you all the way to your spirit. That's what's gonna happen. You know, in that cell over there, you gonna be in the pump tank in a week. I'm just trying to warn you, but hey, what do you think? You think he cool because he left your orange on your bed? Because he cut off a piece of his pig lip sausage for you. So you think he cool, but I'm just trying to warn you. It's all good. Do you? You don't like the way I'm talking to you because I said stay away from him? Okay, do you? You know what I mean? I'll be your shoulder to cry on before they send you to the pump tank. You be tying your orange jumpsuit up in a knot so your belly can show.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Kool-Aid.
I'll be that guy. I'll be that one. You know what I mean? Making sure you toss me some coffee under the door.
Trade you for some stogies.
It don't gotta be like that, man. All you gotta do is listen to the trustees the Most High put over you, so that way you can get your place in the kingdom. You can do your time and get the hell up out of here. Or you can do your time and go to 2nd Ezra so it can be real for everybody. 2nd Ezra chapter 7, verse 57. I think it's 56. Let's start there.
56.
And this be it for tonight.
2nd Ezra chapter 7 verse 56.
Read that.
For while we lived and committed iniquity.
So while you was in court committing all your iniquity, you didn't even think there was a sentence after that. Read that.
For while we lived and committed iniquity, we considered not that we should begin to suffer for it after death.
This ain't even the suffering yet. You ain't dead yet. When you die, you begin to suffer for it. All the sins you did, you're not even suffering for those right now. You're just trying to act right so that when you get to that point, you don't begin to suffer for it after death. Y'all understand? So y'all don't even want to act right in court, man. You want to piss off the judge before you even get to the stand. It don't even make sense. It's like you come into court, you want a parking ticket, you spit in the bailiff's face.
That's crazy.
You going to jail, nigga? You're going to prison. You're not going to jail, you're going to prison. You're going to bad people prison. You're going to prison where you ain't even going to be able to say peas when you get out. That's how far apart your lips are going to be when you get out. Yeah, prison. I'm in prison. Lips don't even touch no more. Go ahead.
Verse 57. Then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle.
See, y'all better understand, man. Stop walking around unawares. Stop being ungodly and wake up and see that this is the condition of your battle. He took you out of niggerdom, niggerland, spickland, right? He took you out of that, and he brought you here to the battlefield. And this is where you fight. You understand? It's like the gladiator things. They'll take them out of the jail, and you got your freedom if you fight. That's your only option. Fight or die. You understand? What's that, sis?
Like I say, I'm not there anymore. And I'm fighting to build the kingdom back. My senses is faith. I told this lady, she said, why don't you don't like politics? I said, because politics can't do anything. They can't bring you nowhere. Well, I want to sit up there and watch politics jump. That ain't getting me into the kingdom.
Right. Yep.
She said, you got to use your senses. And that's my senses is not about what nagging by politics.
Right.
I can't live on just break my brain who gonna be president and blah 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 and talk. I said I might respect it, but I do not like politics.
Right.
That's not my life.
Because it ain't gonna save us. There's really nothing that's gonna save us.
You know,
but the Most High.
If you want to call me crazy, then I know I'm crazy for God.
Right.
And I'm just not there anymore.
Right. Yeah, you know, I was telling the look, brother, because I was going through my thing. And y'all gotta understand, man. At a certain point in this life, you don't even need faith no more. Remember, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. When you getting attacked by the devil as hard as we do at this level, it's like, what's to happen? What do you gotta believe in what you don't see? He's already making it so evident by the way he's attacking the hell out of me every time I try to do something good. I gotta know there's something good there. You understand? Like I said, if somebody tell me, hey, you can't go behind this door, oh, there must be something good back there. You know what I mean? Then even worse, they put 2 armed guards right there to beat my ass if I approach the door. Oh, what they got in there? You know, now I'm curious, not? You know what I mean? If every time I wake up and I'm like, okay, you know what? Time to do the EO training, man. If Satan's right there to kick me in my crotch and just beat me down, okay, this must be about to be a good day. Because he's trying to make sure I don't even start the day.
Come on.
He's trying to make sure I don't even get out of bed today. You understand? That's how you know. There is no, I gotta believe in some mystical God that's somewhere. Satan's making it evident for you. He's serving you up what you reading in a silver platter. It's not a fairy tale no more. Y'all see that? It's real because you're living it. Satan's showing you like, look, this is me. I'm the devil. Okay, if you're seeing there's a devil, there must be a what? God. There you go. There must be the Most High. There got to be a balance, right? There's a North Pole, there's a South Pole. There's a balance in everything, right? There ain't no place that's just negative where there's no positive. There's an ugly pit of the earth that smells like crap, and then there's a place where you can take a water bottle, dip it in the ocean, and you look like you ain't even pouring nothing out the bottle by turning it upside down because the water's so clear it looks like the air. And then there's Galveston. Y'all see that? For everything that's crap in this world, there's a positive. So if there's a devil, there gotta be the Most High. And if the devil's against you every time you try to do something, every time you trying to have faith in what's coming out your husband's mouth, right? He got some negative to spit at you. And you know the relationship is real. Because he's trying to pull it apart. That's unity. I don't want that. That's where the Most High commands the blessing. I can't have that. I separate y'all, man.
That's why he made gay marriages, so God will never dwell in your house.
Like that. But hey, I see y'all glazing over, man. So we're gonna say shalom to y'all online. If you have any other questions that we didn't get to address, hit us up on the YouTube live chat, email, text, however you want to get a hold of us. Y'all got all the information. We're gonna be here again. What's the name? Wednesday, we'll be here from 7 to 10 p.m. Friday, 6 to 9 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. All right, we're at 8524 South Brazelton Boulevard in Houston, Texas, 77071. And we urge y'all to come in and be a part of what we're doing. For any of those that want to support the work, we got a Wells Fargo account number 101-580-6167. We need your alms, we need your donations, we need whatever you consider tithes. Send that in. Even if you're on the tithe was fruit and vegetables, okay, then where the hell you been sending it? Because we need that. We got people we need to feed. Send it in. That's your tithes, that's what it is, okay? If it's money to you, we gave you the account, put it in the account. We need that. We got Baton Rouge, we got Dallas, San Antonio, and here. All right, Baton Rouge and Dallas are just fledgling camps. They're barely getting started. They need your help. All right. So if you can do it, if you pull it out your pocket, put it in the envelope, help us out. All right. Put it in the Wells Fargo account. Help out, because we ain't doing this work for money. We ain't been doing it for money. We've been doing it for you. We've been doing it so you can get fed. All right. We're trying to do our time. All right. But yeah, with that, we're gonna say shalom to y'all out there. which means peace in Hebrew.
Shalom. Shalom.